Hello, everybody. Welcome to a little bonus game here on Subpar Smash Brothers. My name's Kevin. We're playing a fun little game here. I'm here with my co-hosts. In whatever order you want to go, say hi.
Hi, Smoothies.
Hi, I'm the Mykonos fan.
Hi, I am not the Mykonos fan. I'm the Stefan fan.
Until Johnny's back, we're going to be playing this game. I know you're not. I know that you in the VOD and the chat here cannot hear the audio for this game because this is licensed music. But this is PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. Game that I'm very fond of.
I have terrible news for you.
What was that?
You know what was happening during Mother?
Oh, is it doing it again?
Yep, sure is. And there's no game sound either.
The game sound is cut because of the licensed music.
Okay.
But you know what? Keep the stuttering.
I'll keep it.
The it's like a really bad VSync error or something.
Weird, because it worked fine for ARMS, so I don't know why it's not working for my Wii or my PlayStation consoles. Really weird.
You're playing on a PS3, right?
Yes.
Are you using an HDMI splitter or are you
I'm using
the
a
cable?
splitter. Would the splitter affect that?
It
It doesn't for when I record, so I don't know why I do it when I stream.
Fuck it.
Let me try unplugging and replugging in my Elgato really quick. We're doing it
Oh,
live.
Sorry, Cooper.
That's a fucking brave thing to do, man.
Well, I mean, worst comes to worst, we stop the stream and start over.
No,
if I ever
don't.
get my Elgato to work like at all, I don't fucking touch the thing.
Oh, mine works fine almost every time. It's only when I stream specifically 2 games late at night. Elgato screen. I hope you like this.
Nah, but here's a question that we need to know: is this going to be like the very elusive lost Madagascar carts VOD, or is this going to be an official VOD?
Might be a chat only bonus, so we'll see. Waiting for my Elgato to start up. We'll see.
Should I prepare my PS3 just in case?
Yeah, if you want to. I mean, if my OBS wants to just keep messing with me here. I'm waiting for my Elgato capture software to open back up. Hi, chat. How are you? Hope you're enjoying this fun.
Brewhaven, during License to Chill to fill time, Chris played Madagascar carts for like an hour or so, and we made it. It was an exclusive chat only filler game, so it was never uploaded anywhere else. Gareth also played Sonic Mania for like half an hour to fill in time during License to Chill as well.
I don't know who that is.
Damn.
But that's not a licensed
game. Actually, we're not actually playing. We're not actually playing Sony All Stars. We're just watching this screen the whole time.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Kevin,
until I fix everything.
Everyone say thank you to movies for 2 hours.
Okay, I think I may have fixed the problem, but I have to see how it looks on the stream end.
You just use the fucking default.
Okay, give me one more second here.
Everyone's saying thanks.
You're saying thank you for making it.
I told them we have to watch this and say thank you for 2 hours.
Oh, by the way, in the official like ad that we made, like the Me Cinema, that's like our soft name for it behind the scenes. We call it Me Cinema trailer. I had to recreate like that background that we just saw because like I couldn't find it anywhere online. And then like the other day I found like a very clean upload and so I just used it for these cards and I'm like, where were you 2 weeks ago?
I was wondering about that. I was like, man, he put that together really quick.
I'm going to try really quick to stop the stream and restart just to see if the Elgato capture software is working. I want to see how it looks on my end really quick before I start to see. I think I figured it out. I think it was recording at 30 FPS, or not recording, but I think I set my Elgato to 30 because I was playing a 30 FPS game. And I think because this game's 60, it was messing up something. So, but I need to stop to get the Elgato to re-register. So we will be momentarily back, and if not, Chris, are you doing it? If not,
I'll set up just in case. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So give us like maybe 20 seconds here. So I'm just gonna jump over to the scene really quick and see how it looks, and see if there's any other weird VSync issues again. But I think I figured out it was an issue with my recording settings from playing Ghost of Tsushima. That's my bad.
How is that game, by the way?
Pretty,
I've seen a
pretty
lot
alright.
of glitches.
It's a video game, that's for sure. Like,
Eh.
it's one of those. I like it a lot though. It's don't do all the side stuff.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of stuttering.
Okay, so then it's on Chris. Cool. All right. We can keep talking, or we can go off until Chris is ready.
I think Chris might not be at his mic because maybe he's setting up.
Yeah, so we can keep talking until Chris is ready, if you want.
Okay.
So, hi,
That
chat.
sounds great.
We're just gonna do a just chatting stream because my capture card wants to mess up, but only on some games. It's weird because ARMS was fine. So
it's the streaming recording curse.
yeah, it's whenever we decide that we want to do something bonus. That's it. I'm done. So how is chat doing while we look at this blank screen and we watch Chris getting ready? I see people saying good. I see memes. Me fine. Cool. I have to move all
It's
my
hot.
stuff around again because I just moved my mic to set this up and everything. That's okay. Spark says he wants your money smoothies.
Well, good luck. I have to have money for you to want it, so
What exactly happened? We were going to do a fun little bonus stream to fill time in between the end of Prime 2, what we had, and then the actual end of Prime 2 at around 11-ish. And we're going to be playing PlayStation All-Stars. This won't be in the VOD, but we're going to be playing that as a fun little meme, but my capture card is giving me trouble, as it is wont to do on certain random games. I don't know why. So we're just going to be hanging out and talking for a little bit while we while Chris sets up, because Chris is gonna jump in and do it instead because his capture card won't hate him like it does me. So yeah.
And then it turns out it will.
Yeah, and it might just be then this is like, oh, this game's just trash. All right, cool. I love this game. It's not trash. It's not great, but it's not trash. But yeah, this certainly Mr. King Jacob says it certainly is a subpar Smash Brothers, and that is true.
hey, we beat you guys to the punch by calling it subpar. So.
Yeah. Set the expectations low. Legend of Daniel asked, what's the origin of my channel name? So it's pretty simple. I was trying to think of a good channel name that would really cover what I wanted to do, and I couldn't figure anything out. And then I was like, well, what if I did the Gold Bolt? And then I was like, wait, no, that's a Ratchet and Clank thing. I could get sued. What if I did the Golden Bolt, so it's legally distinct? I don't know if that's how it works, but I'm pretending it is, and I have it trademarked, so it is. So yeah,
Actually trademarked it.
yeah. Well, there's a whole thing. There was another group that trademarked the Golden Bolt for their own separate thing that wasn't entertainment, but I had the common law trademark because I did mine first. So I trademarked mine just to make sure I'm legally safe. That way I don't have to change my channel name in like 4 years when they're like, hey, you ripped us off with the thing that we ripped you off for.
Why be legally safe when you can be illegally safe?
Huh.
But fun fact, yeah.
But so will you change your icon then? Because isn't that icon directly from the game?
It's that's actually custom drawn for the channel.
Oh.
So I commissioned it from this Ratchet and Clank. She doesn't do just Ratchet and Clank, but she's an artist that does a lot of Ratchet and Clank, like fan comics and stuff. And I happened to find her one of her art pages, and I was like, yo, this is all really good. Like, I would like to commission you. And so I commissioned her for the Golden Bolt logo, as well as the other bolts, the silver, bronze, and platinum bolts that I used for my original review score system that I don't use anymore. So I have them, but I don't use them.
Question.
Yes.
Nuts and bolts typically come 6 or 8 sided. I can't help but notice that yours is 7 sided. Is that intentional?
I'm pretty sure they're like 5-sided in Ratchet and Clank. I think it's just a design thing. There's no reason to it.
Okay.
It was just creative license kind of thing. But that's a good point. I don't know why it would be 7-sided.
Silver nut to go with the Golden Bolt.
Yeah, there's the silver nut.
I was gonna say that's a distinguishing feature. See, there's our 5-sided. Mine is 7.
There's branding. That's true. I'll keep that for when Sony decides to sue me one day.
Hello, Granite Mac.
So yeah, if you're just popping in, we're just We're just talking for a moment to set up for what's actually going to happen.
Stream key didn't change, right?
I think at one point it did.
Well, here I think it's probably it's the last one that you get. It's the last one that I sent you. Yeah,
You're good.
Okay, we're good. All right, so we're going to hop off really quick and then hop back on one more time because, stream issues. Yay!
Wait, I don't see anything on the screen.
You got to give it like a second.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, that took forever.
Make sure you have your music muted.
I do. As much as I'd love to make everyone listen to Madian.
Yeah, Madian's good.
I don't want this.
All right, so now we're
killed.
actually doing this, folks.
Now we're actually doing
apologies.
this.
Apologies.
Are you gonna play the bumper, or did you already play it?
Oh,
Actually, no, don't. I'll edit in post.
okay.
Go.
Surprise, everybody. Here's the bonus game for Subpar Smash Brothers that we planned to do exactly 20 minutes ago. It's a PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. The name's funny because, like Subpar Smash Brothers, there are not All-Stars in this game.
Hey man, Parappa the Rapper is pretty cool. To people,
Parappa
10
fucked
of
my
us.
wife.
Why is Parappa pseudo 3D? No!
Yeah, man.
So I have a lot I can say about this game if we want to go through history lessons as we do. One suggestion I would have that I think we can do that would be really fun is if people would like to donate in the interim for us to run through arcade modes, or rather the story mode as each character. Each mode takes about 15-20 minutes.
Okay.
If you have any suggestions for who you want, let's say $10, $15, $10.
Let's make sure. Do you unlock characters in this game?
No, you should have all 20 right now.
Okay. I have
All 24 if you have the DLC.
I have DLC locked. So sorry, people. There's no Zeus or Isaac available.
You can't play as Isaac Dead Space, the most PlayStation All-Star of all time.
It's the one everyone wanted. I can unmute the game now.
Space.
Well, you do have Cat and Emmett because they were free.
Yes. I feel like I do have Isaac and Zeus, but I didn't let my PS3 auto update, so it may not do an internet check. That might be the issue.
You should do what I was going to do and play as Ratchet first.
Ratchet? Ooh, woo. Just going to check audio levels first because I forgot to unmute the game. Is the game balanced? Is everything good, people? Chat?
Let us know
Tell us it sounds
in the
bad.
comments.
You gotta give him a sec.
Get
hi,
in the
Ted.
comments.
What is this?
This is the Subpar Smash Brother.
The Subpar Smash Brother? Seems legit.
Everything's good.
All right, cool. Oh, game is a little quietish, according to Chimbus.
Chimbus?
Big
I'm pretty sure
Chimbus. Okay, I bumped
game's
it
a
up
little quiet.
few
Okay.
decibels.
So, like we said, if you want to donate $10, we'll go in order of donations until whenever John is ready to take over again. We'll go through the arcade modes, or at least just play as characters and kind of go through them. And I have a lot I can say, so we can go through a full history lesson on this game if you would like, or we can not do that if you would rather us just talk about Hank Hill and peanut butter.
So I'd like to throw out 2 qualifiers. We can't guarantee if you donate for a story mode. I don't think many people will. But I can't guarantee we'll get to everyone because we do have a hard deadline.
Yes.
Also, I don't remember how to play this game, so let's go.
You press buttons and then you win.
Oh, okay.
So I would just play on easy. One of the cool things about this game is that they did write a little story for every single character. It's not good, but they're there.
They tried.
They tried, given the budget constraints and time constraints and Sony constraints.
Oh,
Jesus
you're just
Christ.
gonna blame the budget on why this game is bad.
Ratchet looks terrifying in that picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one cool thing is the art style tends to be pretty similar. They try and base the art style on each game for these little screenshots, or these little art, not screenshots, renders, pictures, whatever you want to call them. So Gravity Rushes is actually based in the Gravity Rush art style, like that comic book style they went for.
Kevin, what's a
the cutscenes.
Gravity Rush?
Gravity Rush is a game that you all should play because it is very good,
Please
and 2
play
is
it.
better. They're both really fucking good games. Like, seriously.
2 is $10 all the time, so if you need to just play one.
Is this
I
going up on
own
YouTube
2.
later? Yes, I believe so.
I have 2. I just haven't played it yet.
2 is very good because it's just more. Like, it's very much like, hey, here's the game again, but we added more stuff in, and it's just about enough stuff to keep it worth the money. And the experience is just really good because it they made sure to try and they didn't want to make a trilogy. They just wanted to make 2 games, so they end on 2 games pretty well.
Okay, because I've seen the story and it makes no sense. Wait,
Yeah.
what is the floating thing near Raiden? I'm confused.
That's his mag.
So there are little minions that this game had because they realized they couldn't get every character in as a playable character pretty early on. So they wanted to represent other franchises, sort of with not like what spirits are, but you have them there. They celebrate when you kill people. That's it.
Me?
I've been playing so much Smash Ultimate. This is really fucking me up.
Yeah. Yeah. So the way you play All-Stars, for those that may not know, is that it is not Smash Brothers. You have to build up your super meter by doing attacks. So doing attacks and building combos builds up your little meter in the bottom. You have a level 1, level 2, and level 3 super, and you can only kill via supers, as he just did right there.
Yeah, I was in sync. I was like, he's about to mention this, so I better do it.
Yeah. And someone said, funny how Nintendo got Snake and then Sony got Raiden. The theory that I've heard, I haven't really gotten this confirmation from the developers I'd spoken to for the project I made a couple years back about this game, but the implication was that because Snake was already kind of off limits, that's why they went for Raiden, and also because Metal Gear Rising was supposed to be out before this game came out, and then it was out after. This game, if you thought that Corrin was a bad advertisement character, you have not played PlayStation All-Stars. Some of the characters, so Raiden is obviously based on his Revengeance design, a little more than his other Metal Gear Solid designs. There's Dante from DMC Devil May Cry, the attempted reboot. There's Isaac Dead Space as a DLC promotion for Dead Space 3 because, there's Zeus, God of War. He is based on his design from God of War Ascension, the game that one of the co-developers of this game was working on that came out around the same time as that DLC. That's it. There's a lot of advertisement characters in this game, and they're kind of weird.
Yeah, the Mountain Dew one's pretty weird, I think, but it kind of makes sense.
Ratchet looks like he only got crack and time weapons. It was a lot of this game's issues were very much what have you done for me lately kind of thing with a lot of the characters. So you get Ratchet based on his future design for the most part, but then you have which one of his weapons? He has the Rhino 5 from Crack and Time. He has the Combustor the Combustor is from Tools of Destruction, not Crack and Time. So there are weapons from all the PS3 games, and he has a costume based on his Going Commando costume. But generally, they did what the PS3 games did and focused on the weapons that either I'm assuming they had models for as reference, or that were based on the most recent game.
Kind of like Ratchet 1. This wrench is doing a lot of work for me, I will say.
Yeah, no, the Ratchet's actually one of the top tier characters. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if he is anymore because no one plays this game, but. Yeah. Is it him actually going commando? No, that is not the case.
So does this play as stiff as it looks? Because it looks pretty stiff.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
I'm not having a great time right off the bat. It's not intuitive. It's the kind of game where you play it for a bit and you kind of get there and go, okay, I got it now. When you first pick it up, it's like, oh my god.
Yeah, you really have to learn to love this game.
That was the impetus for a series that will never finish. Sky 4 review. Look forward to it.
There's Mr. Sweet Tooth.
People like Fat Princess. Is that a video game?
People liked Fat Princess when this game was starting development. They don't like Fat Princess anymore, or by the time this game came out, because that was a very one and done game.
I regret to inform you that Fat Princess is canceled.
Where's Caddy when you need him? God.
Well, if you make Caddy me, and then you hack your PS3, you can bring him in. I'm trying to not just use the Gauge 1 move, but it's so tempting because it just works.
Yeah, I mean, his move is his supers are all pretty good. It's funny because the Caddy video came out around the same time that my PlayStation All-Stars video, a year and a half later, started doing really well because of the word Smash Bros that I had in the title. So it's interesting because the word Smash really did well on YouTube in January 2019, and I'm grateful because it gave me views. So thanks, YouTube. But someone asked about what about the Dartfeld DLC that was canceled? Yeah, so
Don't hurt us.
what happened with this game? I'll go back a little further. This game started development in 2009, supposedly, according to at least one developer that I had spoken to. It was supposed to be like not a MOBA, but kind of like a Smite-ish kind of game. It was like a third-person capture the flag game. It was weird. It was a weird concept, and it didn't really play well, but they already had some work done on it, at least, by the time Sony said, hey, make Smash Bros. Instead. So they made Smash Bros., but they only had 2 years instead of 3 to make Smash Bros. So that was one of the issues that this game ran into. The other issue was that Sony is bad at managing studios, or they were at this point.
Especially back then, particularly.
Yeah. If you remember back in the mid PS3 days, when Sony Santa Monica was credited on every game that wasn't made by a major studio, that was essentially because they were trying to put more confidence in the games by saying, hey, look, the God of War guys are making this, but then they never actually worked on any of those games.
Yeah, you know,
they just kind of
Sony Santa Monica's Holcomb.
Yeah, or Loco Roco, or Journey, which they didn't work on, or PlayStation All-Stars, or Twisted Metal 2012, or Starhawk, or I think also Warhawk, or what was the other one? There are a lot.
Yeah.
That is the point here. And the running theme here was that these games would do decently compared to what they were expected to do. They would do decently, and then they would get shut down anyway, not long after they were out. So Twisted Metal released as a broken mess and took 6 months to be playable because Jaffe, he left not long after that game came out, and Santa Monica took over, but none of them had worked on the game, so they had to relearn how this game was programmed before they could fix anything.
I wonder if that's part of why so many PlayStation first-party games are kind of following a similar format now. And they kind of took out that bottom tier of video games, is they're just like, all right, we know what works. Fuck all this small shit.
Yeah.
Other companies will bring it for us.
One of the things Chad is bringing up now is the fact that this is a Loco Roco stage crossed with Metal Gear.
After the proper stage crossed with Metal Gear.
Yeah,
So-
just good coincidence there. What this game did... Oh, go ahead.
I never got the crossing the stages over kind
It was-
of idea.
It was just a fun gimmick they wanted to do to try and get as many like stage ideas in as possible.
It's okay.
They really tried to like play in the crossover gimmick for this game rather than just be like, hey, here's a stage from this game and this game
Yeah.
and this
I
game.
mean, I guess just personally, if I'm a fan of Loco Roco, I don't want to see the world getting blown up by nukes.
That's
But
fair.
that's just me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There are stages,
That's very fair.
There are stages for characters that aren't even in the game playable, right?
Yes, there's a Wipeout stage.
Yeah.
It's a Wipeout and Heavenly Sword crossover. There's the Unfinished Swan crossed over with Medieval as the other DLC stage.
You know, two properties that lend themselves very well to crossing over.
Resistance was going to have a character, and they realized it would be boring as fuck, so they didn't put one in. So they put a couple Resistance stages in.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you what the main character of a Resistance looks like, honestly.
Yeah.
This is making me realize I don't know a lot of Sony characters.
No, this is, if it helps, a lot of these Sony characters are not notable.
It's
Like,
kind of
no,
like it's kind of like when I played Sonic and All Stars Racing. I was like, I don't know who these people are.
What the fuck is
It's
Wreck-It
almost
Ralph?
like most companies don't have the rosters on their own to do a game like this.
Yeah, and I think Sony had a chance at it, but the problem was that so many of their early games were third party. So like the Crash and Spyro were the non-starter for many people because they weren't
Yeah.
in the game because Activision refused to play ball.
Yeah, I think the roster would have looked better even if it wasn't substantially better just by having those two characters.
Yeah,
in it.
and that brings me back to actually Dart and the other character that was canceled from DLC, Abe from Oddworld. That was supposed to be the second or third set of DLC. The plan for this game's DLC was that Sony was actually very gung-ho on supporting it. So supposedly, every DLC, like the first set, would be free for 2 weeks. So you get it for free, and then you keep it forever, kind of like Blaster Master's DLC was for 0-1. And then after that, you'd pay, it's like, like $5 for a character, or the bundle's like, whatever, $8 for that in a stage. And so the plan was, as I understand it, Dart and Abe were the next set, and then they got bumped off because they wanted to promote God of War and got EA money to promote Dead Space or something to that sense. So they put a Dead Space character in this game when Dead Space was always the Xbox franchise. Yay.
Like with Bioshock, which was an Xbox 360 timed exclusive.
Oh yeah, well that was because Bioshock was supposed to have the exclusive Vita game that never happened.
Oh right, yeah.
That's why Big Daddy's in this game.
I forgot about that thing. I think they did too.
Yeah. Hi, Linky.
Hi, Linky.
Is this Smoosh?
This is Moojin.
But what was I saying? Oh yeah, so Dart and Abe were bumped back and then eventually cut off because right after the first DLC landed in February 2013, Sony cut ties with the developer of this game, Superbot, and Santa Monica was then supposedly taking over development, which means that they weren't doing anything and they just finished. They just released what they had. But Dart was one of the most highly requested characters by like the hardcore Sony base because it was like, well, we know we're not getting Cloud. Like we know for a fact we're not getting Cloud because Square doesn't play ball. So
What game is Dart from?
Legend of Dragoon. It was a Sony-owned. Yes.
Oh yeah, I've heard amazing things about Legend of Dragoon.
I love that game. It's dumb and it's not great, but I love it.
Yeah.
It's also great. It's one of those games.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
it's very of its time, and it's got a lot of problems, but it's so good. But
yeah, that character would have sold me this game. Basically, I would have bought it just for him.
Thankfully, it's because of this whole situation that I played that game. So I'm really glad that I'm not glad that it happened, but the silver lining is that I fell in love with Legend of Dragoon because everyone was saying, "Oh, we need Dart," and I was like, "Who the hell's Dart?" And then the game was actually on PSN. They released the game on PSN in August 2012, before this game came out. And the theory was that, oh yeah, there was at some point there was development on a Legend of Dragoon 2 that we found out about. That was early in 2000, but we found out in 2012. And so the theory was, oh, they're putting Dart in All Stars, and they released the game to get you kind of not excited for it, but to get the name back in the cultural discussion. But then Dart got canceled, and so fans were very livid about Dart being cut.
I detect danger.
Man, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, what were you gonna say, Chris?
No, I was just saying he made a bad tweet. That's why he got canceled.
God.
Wait, does that Big Daddy have a baseball head?
Yeah.
Yes. That's one of the costumes. It's like toy Big Daddy.
Okay.
I think based in some way on the toys that Little Sister sometimes held.
Ah, okay.
Not directly, but like I think it was one of the concept arts or something.
Yeah.
Have we had any donations, by the way?
Let me double check.
Man, I still remember the quote unquote competitive fighting scene for this game. I'll let you go ahead and read those donations first.
well, so I have one. We have $15 from Lonely Gamer 420. Hey all, this is the Lonely Gamer 420 and Knuckles featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series with all new funky mode, bringing you a new video about how Parappa the Rapper fucked my wife. Stay tuned to this video to learn how you can save 15% on your download of Raid Shadow Legends. Put this to make Chris play as Isaac. Well, we can't do Isaac, so if you have another suggestion,
yes, please.
Let us know.
Why can't we do Isaac?
He's DLC, and Chris doesn't have him.
Yeah, it's either I didn't buy it or I didn't let my PS3 update to connect to the internet to check it because we were scrambling.
Yeah. So just tag either the Fun of the Charity Room or one of us and let us know if you want to change to another character, and we will definitely make that. No, we have Cat. We have Cat and Starhawk.
Yeah.
Starhawk. Emmett Graves. We have those two. Yeah. So just not the two that were only paid DLC.
Yeah. But man, the whole competitive scene for this game, it was terrible.
It was rough. It was weird because it would have had promise if not for the fact that most characters have what's called a kill confirm. So, for example, as Ratchet, you can use the suck cannon, which is your grab. By the way, grabs in this game take away some of the super meter and like knock the little super orbs out, so you can grab them. Good kill. But you can confirm Ratchet's level 1 by shooting, by grabbing the suck cannon or like sucking an enemy up with the suck cannon, shooting them into a corner, and then just firing your super off, and they won't be able to roll out.
So if you can get a grab, then you automatically get the kill.
The difference for Ratchet was his was kind of balanced because the grab leaves you vulnerable for like a good it's like a tether grab, so it's really long.
Okay.
So you can be punished and then get killed for it. So it was a whole game of footsie event essentially, where it's like you would try and not get Raiden to do anything to you because Raiden had every move confirm into a super. Hence why he was the top tier character. Or you would be like Jack and Daxter, where they literally don't have a kill confirm unless you're playing on a stage with walls and you do the perfect combo into a wall.
By the way, Chris, instead of, what was his name? Isaac?
Yeah.
Play Big Daddy.
Okay, that'd be a good one.
Big Daddy.
Wait, did they actually allow you to use any stage in the competitive community?
So one of the things that this game did that Smash later also did was that you can turn all stage hazards off.
Okay.
I'm not saying it in the way that like Smash took from this game, because it didn't. But this game did some things that Smash would later do that I very much appreciated. Like that, for example, where you can turn stage hazards off. There were some stages that were still not allowed. Like there were a couple banned stages. Normally the ones with the weird platforms, because a lot of these stages aren't like level square stages.
That Nathan Drake picture is so fucking bad.
Yeah, a lot of these renders are really bad.
That looks like a PS2 render.
Yeah,
there.
This game wasn't finished. I'll say
Have
it.
you guys ever seen the Nathan Drake holding the Subway sandwich and drink?
Oh yes, trust me. I made a whole video talking about commercials that PlayStation made just for that commercial.
Subway, it's for winners. Ow.
Where winners eat.
That's what it is.
You guys asked for it.
Oh yeah, I forgot. They basically made Evil Cole and regular Cole their own separate characters.
Yes,
Yeah,
that
you
was.
got Ken and Violent Ken.
So there's the story that I've heard for that as well was that so Sony made it so that Superbot, the developer, even though Sony owned all of these properties for the first party ones at least, they would be forced to go through the developer to make sure that the developer was okay with anything before they could do it. So Wander from the Shadow of the Colossus was not allowed in this game because Fumito Ueda said no. Just because he said no. Sucker Punch supposedly, and this is the part that I haven't been able to verify this, but Sucker Punch supposedly, according to the one developer that we had interviewed, said that you couldn't have Cole in the game unless you had both good and evil Cole as separate characters. So what they did was they made them clone characters, but only their square moves are the same, and their level 1 super. So their triangle and circle moves are all different based on their karma. Which is a neat concept, at least.
I mean, okay, well, I'm kind of confused about that because I understand them not want, like, if the developer isn't okay with their character being in the game, then, like, I actually think that was a good move on Sony's part, because I think the people would have ended up getting pissed off. Who is that cat? What game is that cat from?
That's Toro. He's the Japanese PlayStation mascot.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Okay. Because I see him everywhere and I have no idea what he came from. All right. But
yeah,
anyway.
He's a character. That's all. He didn't really have games until they decided to give him games because he was so popular.
Yeah, he's my worst boyfriend.
All right. But, like, I think it's fine to not let if the creator's really not okay with it, I think it's probably better in that case to not let the character in anyway. But why did evil and good Cole have to be different characters? Like, what's the mentality behind that?
I think the idea is that we need to show what the games are about, so he's not just generic white dude protagonist.
He can shoot lightning, so at least he's not the most generic.
Yeah.
I will say that at the very least, they did try their best to not have every character in this game be a generic white dude.
Yeah, they really did they did try for the variety that they could get, from what they could choose from. And I give them credit for that, because there's only, outside of Cole, it's only Kratos and Zeus that are from the same franchise. So there was a lot of opportunity for like other DLC fighters like Dr. Nefarious, Captain Quark, Murray from Sly Cooper, or Bentley from Sly Cooper, so on and so forth. Like there was a lot of room for them to play. It's just that the game did better than they expected it would, but it didn't sell well enough in Europe, so they cut support. Specifically in Europe.
As you do.
And did the developer go under?
Yeah, so they work under a different name that I haven't yet revealed because I don't want to get them blown up, but I don't know.
Okay.
They changed their name and rebranded. I spoke to the president at one point about the interview, and then just we played phone tag and it fell through, but he's a really nice dude. We've spoken a couple times.
Okay, well,
they're doing like VR work now for like assisting for other games, I think.
Okay, well, I'm glad that they still have work then, because it seemed like they got screwed over pretty bad.
Well, most of them got laid off. It's just like 3 people left, I think.
Oh, okay.
So
well, then they still got screwed over pretty bad.
They still got screwed.
Somebody says originally Cole was going to be able to switch between karma.
Ooh, okay. So I haven't heard that one. That would be interesting. I haven't heard that, so I can't verify that from what I know, but I would not doubt it. Because I know Dart,
was supposed to have a gimmick where you could change over into his Dragoon form at any time. So it wasn't a super like you would think it would be. He would like turn into like his Dragoon form, have the different armor, be able to fly around the stage, kind of, and kind of swap back and forth between them.
It still hurts me, man. Every single time.
Ryu from Ninja Gaiden was also supposed to be one of the next DLC characters at some point, supposedly. And he had another gimmick as well. I forget what his gimmick was, but I think it was different sword stances. Tomba was supposed to be in this game around the same time that Ryu was, but then that also fell through, and Tomba was another highly requested character. So essentially, a lot of the characters that they wanted to put in, they couldn't put in until after launch because they had already locked the roster in essentially day 2 of this development.
So the roster everybody wanted was the DLC, basically.
What would have been the free DLC that never happened.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Sony mismanaged this game worse than I think any game they've ever made. I think this is the one.
You really got to commit to Ratchet's first one, by the way. I'm warning that the hard way.
It's rough. One thing that happened there was we were talking over it, but every character has a rival battle. So every character has a rivalry either based on like real world, like the fan base of Ratchet and Jack having the friendly rivalry, or Evil Cole getting into a fight with Fat Princess because why not?
Yeah,
But there's a little cutscene for each of them where you'll see them like arguing with the other fighter, and then they get into a fight, and that's it. And then you go on to the next fight, which is Polygon Man, one of the original PlayStation mascots as well, that was forgotten about. And the gimmick here is that he's pissed off that he was forgotten about, so he's going to take revenge.
Which is pretty good.
Yeah, like this, they tried on the fan service. Not that fan service.
Yeah, not enough of that one.
How about that PlayStation Move Hero?
Oh God, no. That game's fucking.
So are they just like making like for the next game? They're just making, hey, we're gonna make another PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, but in VR. I tease.
There are constant rumors that they might come back to this at some point, and I would think if they do, they're just gonna straight up do Smash. But it'll be tough. It'll be tough because they need to rebrand it. It can't be PlayStation All-Stars. I think that name works, but I think they kind of killed it with this game having lukewarm reception, and then the PlayStation All-Stars Coke Zero smartphone game released only in Europe.
Yeah, that
Wait,
one.
there was
really
like
good.
What?
there was a smart game?
Yeah.
What?
Yep. It's PlayStation All-Stars Island, sponsored by Coke Zero.
Which we just learned before the stream is a recognized game on Twitch.
Wait.
Really?
I swear to God, this came out in 2014. I'm pretty sure after the PS4.
Okay, hang on. I have to look into this.
Look it up.
Hang on.
I've joked about it a bunch in the videos that I've made about random PlayStation topics, but it's a real game where you can play as Nathan Drake and do Temple Run, but you collect Coke Zero droplets to then do mini games. You can do Gravity Rush, Endless Runner. There is an infamous Endless Runner. They were all Endless Runners, and then there was Little Big Planet Karting, but not the other Little Big Planet Karting.
PlayStation All-Stars Island Universal. What?
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
Again, Sony, late PS3 Sony was hot fucking garbage. They are like, it was their worst era by far, because they would
You'd
just
say
cash
even
out.
more
That
than-
wasn't even PS3 Sony. That was PS4 Sony.
No,
Wait,
but
you'd say even more so than you'd say they were worse then than the beginning of. Is that Knack?
God.
In this game?
No.
I would say it's worse in the beginning, because in the beginning they had promise and they had issues, but they solved them with competency. By the end of the PlayStation 3 era, they had games like this, or Sly 4, which came out in February 2013, right before The Last of Us 1, and played like a early PS3 game because they mismanaged it and didn't give it a budget or market it. There is the whole Resistance issue where they marketed Resistance less and less each game, and essentially sent the third one out to die, which led to Insomniac almost leaving Sony's partnership. Like they're informal. We make games only for Sony.
Oh my god. Please put Ellie in the next game.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay.
I just skimmed through this video. This looks like
It's
a
bad.
cheap $10 a Google Play like sort of like a phone
$10
game.
for a phone game?
Mario Run is $10.
Okay. Let me rephrase this. It looks like a 99-cent phone game that you basically be like, oh, we got PlayStation All-Stars on your phone. Play that, kitty, or play that, Sonny. And you're like, oh, mom, I want to play it on the PlayStation 3. It's like, No, here's one that's cheaper. Now leave mommy alone with her alcohol.
Can we get PlayStation All Stars? We have PlayStation All Stars at home. PlayStation All Stars at home.
Oh, here's a video, by the way, if you guys want to check it out.
Would you consider Knack to be a PlayStation All-Star?
I think he'd be in. I think if they made another game like in this style, he would definitely be in just for the shit post alone.
He's a meme star.
Do you think they might actually go for instead of just doing Smash? What if they make it an actual battle royale?
God, I think that they're much more conscious of their brand now. That's why they have the whole PlayStation Studios thing. So I think whatever they make would have to hold to a relatively decent standard of quality. I don't think that they're just going to shit out games like that anymore, or send games to die as much, because they let indie developers to have their games sent to die because indie games don't perform well on PS4.
Like what you were talking about with Sly 4, that absolutely to me sounds like a game being sent out to die.
100%.
Because when would you ever release a game that close to The Last of Us, aka your most anticipated title, within 5 years?
It's yeah. So the thing to me with that game is, okay, so it was delayed. I'll say that. It was October 2012. It was delayed 4 months. Because it wasn't done. But then they also said, by the way, there's a Vita port, and I don't think that Sanzaru worked on the Vita port because they didn't know there was a Vita port. Oh yeah, by the way, this game, All Stars, has a Vita port that they didn't know about until a few months before launch.
What?
That was just surprise. It's on Vita. So that's also why it doesn't look that great, because it had to work on both systems. So, yeah, but this was the first game, I think, to use their cross-buy, where you get it on one platform and you get the other version free. This was the first Sony game, I think, to do that.
I'm not enjoying this fight, by the way.
Yeah.
What is this mode you're playing? Is this like a semi-story mode?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so after this, you're going to play the Big Daddy story?
Yeah.
Yes.
You know,
Okay.
Who's Big Daddy's rival?
Oh shit, Sackboy. He's pissed at Sackboy because little sister hugs him like a toy, and he simps for little sister.
that's fucked up.
Is this real?
Yeah.
The hand of God.
The hand of God.
But yeah, the thing with Sly 4 was they were hampered with so many issues, and then they were essentially, from what I haven't talked to anybody about this. This is my own speculation here. From what I understand, it's implied that they weren't able to finish the game on time. So they said, leave it on a cliffhanger. You're going to make a free DLC where you're going to finish as Sly in Egypt after Sly 4 ends, because Sly's in the past in Egypt alone without any way to get back to the future. And then they never made that DLC because the game didn't sell well enough. So Sly 4 ended on a cliffhanger, and we don't have the answer 7 years later.
Yay!
Is this fight almost over?
Yeah, you just need to kill these guys, and then you fight the what's his face? Polygon Man one more time.
Knack?
Yeah, Knack. You fight Knack one more time.
Cool.
Oh, dude, it's Hades.
One of the things with Knack that's interesting is that Knack 2. We all know that Knack 2 exists only because it's a meme.
Are you actually serious? Like,
so Knack 1 sold decently, and it sold a little bit better than they expected, but I would be shocked if Donkey's meme about Knack 2 is not part of the reason that game exists, because a lot of people bought that game for the meme. And Knack 2 is one of the worst selling games on the PS4. Like, it sold worse in Japan by like a magnitude of like 10 compared to the original Knack in Japan.
Who the hell is Emmett Graves?
Starhawk protagonist.
What's a Starhawk?
It was a spiritual sequel to Warhawk. It was a really cool concept for a game. Again, sent to die.
Warhawk looked like a really cool game, but it was mostly notable because it was one of the only really fun games the PS3 had at launch.
Yeah. It was like literally that and Resistance. That was it.
Kevin, I
actually used the 6-axis pretty well.
I have another gameplay question. What determines the weapons Ratchet pulls out? Because sometimes I'm getting that.
It's your inputs. So left square is your what was it? Left square. Okay, it's your wrench. Left triangle or central triangle. Central triangle is your sonic eruptor. Left triangle is your combustor. Up triangle is your rocket or your whip. It's inputs.
Okay, I see. Yeah, because sometimes I was getting that creature gun, and sometimes I was getting this normal-looking gun.
That creature gun, if you hold it, is really good. It does a lot. I think it's like 50 towards your.
Carol just like, this isn't Metroid.
One of my favorite things about Knack 2 is that the plot of Knack 2.
About Knack 2 is that
What?
The best part about Knack 2 is that Sony fucked up, and Knack 2 was free on the Australian PSN for a few hours when it launched.
I think it was New Zealand PSN.
That's how I got it.
So wait, did you get a VPN to switch your thing to New Zealand?
No, I just made an account and downloaded it.
Okay, that's even easier.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things about Knack 2 is that if you pay attention to it, I haven't played 2, but I know my buddy decided to go through both of them because he's dumb. And he pointed out that the plot is exactly the same. Like, it's just the same game. So he was like, I really want a Knack 3 where it's the same plot a third time just to see if anybody notices.
I don't think anyone would, though, because I don't think anybody plays Knack.
Yeah. Yeah. That game was poorly marketed. If they just marketed it as Kids God of War, it would have had a chance.
What is the plot of Knack?
You play as Knack and you save Justin Long from the apocalypse.
Who's
Also,
Justin Long?
orcs are invading humanity.
Justin Long is that guy from a bunch of Comedy Central movies. You know him. He's got the face.
Oh, okay.
I still don't know who he is for reference. I just know
I think he was in Idiocracy.
I think he was Spyro in the Skylanders cartoon. Right?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
He's the voice of Alvin in the Alvin the Chipmunks movies.
Oh no.
Yeah, you're right. He's been a lot. He was in the movie Dodgeball. Like that's one of his bigger roles.
Who was he in
yeah.
Dodgeball?
He's kind of like the kind of the weird, like neurotic, nerdy guy.
He's the feeble guy in every movie he's in. For anyone who's popping,
he was kind of like Justin Long. He was like Jay Baruchel before Jay Baruchel got big. Like that kind of nerdy, neurotic guy that would be in like those adult comedies.
Did Ratchet become God?
No,
Yeah,
no, Jason Lee was Syndrome.
the ending of this is essentially you have the power of you have the power of PlayStation, and then they show an ending cutscene.
Guys, you have the power of PlayStation. What is it? Buy a PlayStation 4 right now, kids.
I'm gonna use the restroom really quick. I'll be
Buy
right
a
back.
PS4 Pro.
So for anyone who's popping in, John will be back around 11ish. He had something he had to take care of, so he will be back to finish Prime 2 around that time. We decided to play another bonus game just to have some fun, and we're playing the other Smash Bros because we played every other Smash Bros related thing now, so we're out of ideas.
I can go through a world of light again.
No.
Yeah, I understand. So much. Yeah, it's 11 Eastern because
Yes.
there's a lot of non-Eastern. We have a lot of non-Eastern viewers, so we got to remember that.
Essentially, an hour and a half from now,
Yes.
Johnny will be back.
And as a reminder, we're also doing a little fun bonus here, a little mini incentive. If you want to donate about $10 to $15 and suggest a character that Chris plays through after we get through the rest of the ones that have been suggested, you can do that. We can't promise that we'll get to all of them by the time Johnny is back, but next up, he's going to be playing Big Daddy's Arcade Ladder.
Big Dabby?
Big Dabby.
Can Big Daddy dab in this game?
I don't think so.
Damn it.
I think this is all before this is before the dab existed.
Yeah, this is definitely well before that.
It's BD and AD before dab and after dab.
So yeah, the reason you can see Nariko in there from Heavenly Sword. That was a 2007-ish game for PS3. That was like very hyped up.
Oh god.
Didn't do super well, but they were going to be making a sequel as of 2009 when this game started development, so she was put in, and then the sequel got canceled, and we got the movie instead.
There's a Heavenly Sword movie?
Straight to Blu-ray.
Oh my
When
god.
was that?
Oh right, that.
There's also a Bayonetta
Like,
movie.
what?
Fun fact.
Oh, the animated Bayonetta movie. I've seen
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I do know that. Yeah, I know you always say like that Sony like Sony PS3 is all like just really weird and crazy. But I think like 2006 to early 2009 PS3 is kind of like comparable to, I would say, the Wii U for Nintendo. And just if you look at like what their release of games and just the kind of like the weirdness of like just the overall like quality of like what they put out is just kind of like fascinating to look at.
Yeah, it's definitely. I think it's funny because it's right around 2009 is when Kevin Butler ads started airing, which you can find some arguable credit that that he actually, like, his ads did increase the PS3's market share in America significantly. So
yeah, it was that plus the release of the Slim, which was like half the price, and plus the fact that there was a lot of amazing games that came out in 2009. So it was like those three made the PS3 like suddenly skyrocket in success.
Yeah, and it's funny because Sony even had a Kevin Butler ad praising how Kevin Butler was successful, which fits his character very well. But it's funny that around that same time that Sony starts firing on all cylinders, we start seeing weirder and weirder trends from them on the smaller games, which I would say is also a little bit sort of, it lines up with the death of the small developer and the birth of the indie developer. Because right around then, you start seeing a bunch of studios start shutting down because their budgets have skyrocketed thanks to HD development being so much more taxing compared to standard definition development. So you saw developers starting to like shut down, like THQ shut down in 2012-ish. And Free Radical shut down around this time, not this time, around 2009-ish, I think. There were a bunch of examples of it where you essentially had one shot at making an HD game, and if you made an HD game and it didn't do well, you were done. That
happened with The Blob, which was the THQ owned the. Yeah. Well, I don't think they owned the studio, but Blue Tongue was the people who made those games, and the first The Blob was a good game that did pretty well on Wii, so they made the sequel and put it on all platforms, and it didn't do so well, despite The Blob 2 being one of my favorite 3D platformers of all time. Really? Seriously, like, just look up the soundtrack to that game. It is amazing.
Fantastic, yeah.
But we have a raid from Teddy Bear.
You're old.
Let's play Raid Shadow Legends.
Start your free trial today.
Oh, so okay. I want to ask you, because you are Mr. Sony expert, so I gotta ask, what is up with the PS3 early commercials? What is up with the baby?
Nobody knows. Nobody fucking knows.
Nobody knows.
It's a nut. You can play inside.
It's a nut. You can play outside. Portable nut.
God,
it's dumb. Yeah. That's all it is. It's dumb. It's Sony's always had weird commercials. They had the who was it? What's his name? Famous director did a PlayStation commercial for PS2. David Lynch did a PlayStation 2 commercial.
That's right. Fuck, I forgot he made.
There have always been really weird PlayStation commercials because even from the start they kind of went surreal with a lot of their advertising rather. So I think the PS3 baby was an attempt to grab market share on the virtue of the ads being really fucking stupid. Which sounds dumb, but when you think about it, like Kevin Butler predated the Old Spice commercials by about a year. And he did the same sort of concept of like doing the really absurd like monologue while walking towards the camera gimmick. So it made sense. It was just really, really dumb and bad, especially since they aired that during the NBA Finals, I'm pretty sure.
Why am I fighting both Coles at once?
2-on-1.
I think they can fight each other, which makes it a little more awkward.
Yeah, I think this will be a 1v1v1.
Make a coleslaw.
Yeah, Evil Cole's the Echo Fighter of Cole.
The Cole train runs on whole grain.
I can just imagine Big Daddy just like looking at this and saying, "Oh God, there's two of them."
Do your down triangle, Chris.
Do what?
Down triangle.
Down triangle.
I think it's down triangle.
Performance.
Okay, I'm sorry. Down square.
So Sucker Punch made Infamous, right?
Yes.
Okay.
They originally made an N64 game named Rocket Robot on Wheels, which was the first console game to ever use physics.
Yes. No, it's the first one to use dynamic objects.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, that's the phrasing. I always forget how to call that.
Before we get too far, what's this down square thing?
It's
Smash down square.
Oh, and I
awesome.
win. Okay, I see.
Okay, time to...
Or maybe not that one. There's one of your attacks you can do is just you drilling the ground over and over again, and it's easy money.
Oh, yeah, I found
Rocket is a very underrated N64 platformer.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's not superb. It's got problems. But it's one of those games where it shoots for the moon, and it might miss, but it's really fucking charming.
if you feel like there's not enough 3D platformers, here's a new one for you to try.
Yeah, it's really really fun for what it is. And then they made Sly, and then they made Infamous, and then they made Ghost of Tsushima.
God, I grew up on Robot. Such a good one. Or what's Rocket?
I'm really glad that Ghost of Tsushima is now it's been doing really well, and it's been critically has been really well. Just because it came out at pretty much was it a month or so after The Last of Us 2, so it feels like that was basically just them throwing it off the die, but instead it did super well.
That's what it always felt like to me, because they even kept delaying it until after The Last of Us, even though it seemingly was done. So they just kept saying, this is going to come out after The Last of Us. Why? We don't know.
Well, how much of that do you think has to do with Last of Us 2 being so controversial?
Well, it was only controversial after it was delayed because of the leaks.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Around April, I think.
What was that, Chris?
I think that really kicked in around April, specifically.
Yeah. It was delayed in March, I think, again. And then around that point, somebody leaked it. And that's when it really went downhill for that game's... Just the response to that game just got so angry at a certain point.
And it was probably, and it's probably one of those cases where the game is obviously super successful because everybody just got it all at once, and everybody basically just put all their attention, they just consumed all of their, they gave all their attention to Last of Us 2 all within that 1 month. So by the time Tsushima came out, they're like, okay, we're all done, we're all Last of Us out, but we want something new, and then Tsushima's there.
Tsushima is this is gonna be a weird comparison here, but hear me out. Tsushima is similar to me to Sly 4 in the sense that it feels like an early PS4 game that was released at the end of the PS4's life cycle. Like how Sly 4 feels like an early PS3 game, but it's actually one of the last PS3 games. It's a beautiful game, probably currently the best looking game out there.
I would agree with you if Ghost of Tsushima had more controller gimmicks, which it really doesn't.
It does, because it has the sounds coming out of your controller and the touchpad stuff that no other game has used for the past 6 years.
It doesn't really use the touch pattern sound very much.
You use it for the wind, and it plays the sound every time the wind blows. And the wind blows every time you do anything because it's your marker.
He's got you there, Ryan.
I'm playing through the game right now. It's not that intrusive. It's not Sly 4.
It's not intrusive, but I'm saying it's similar.
It's not Sly 4. Oh, suddenly motion control. Suddenly
no, it's not as
gimmick
bad.
This, suddenly gimmick that.
Yeah, like I said, it's not as bad as Sly 4 with that, but it's similar in that it's a weird thing where it's like, man, Sucker Punch really liked using the DualShock 4's gimmicks at the start of the console generation, and they still like it at the end because this game was starting development in 2014. So it's also been through a lot of development hell and delays. So it's the kind of the game that should have released before Horizon, but it just wasn't ready, obviously.
That's kind of like how I felt when I was playing Persona 5 Royal, and then suddenly during the dart mini game you have to use the 6-axis controls in order to throw it. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot that the PS4 has motion controls. I haven't used this, and I haven't used those capabilities in how many years?
Just to check,
I don't think the DualSense even has the motion controls in it.
Do we have any more donations, by the way? Just to check.
We have one from Chaos Chow. Sure, why not? One last one for the road. Put $15 to the Amiibo raffle, and then the other 15 is for a run with Jack and Daxter. Thanks, everyone, for the fun event. Thank you very much, Chaos Chow. So Jack is next up.
I know those characters.
And I will put the
Man, I
Amiibo
want to play
raffle.
Jack and Dexter now.
But Tsushima is very good. It's very much a game of its it's a game that feels like a video game. It doesn't feel like a lot of the other Sony games lately where they're trying to be more than a video game, which is fine because I like it. I like it both ways. This game has a lot of weird AI pathing issues and some funny bugs. It's the kind of game where you're not going to really you don't care about that stuff because who really cares? It's just a fun game.
I don't enjoy playing as Big Daddy very much.
Yeah, he's really good, but he's a big boy.
I feel like none of my moves are really...
Chris, why don't you like playing with Big Daddy? Is Big Daddy too rough on you?
I think you can use your plasmids with circle. I think it's circle.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
I don't like Big Daddy anymore.
I more so just don't like... I wish his moves flowed into other moves.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't combo at all.
Yeah.
Well, he's a heavy character, so they're not allowed to combo in fighting games, apparently.
Yeah.
Well, if the biggest, strongest characters could combo into each other, and also did the most damage, then
The point is that they wouldn't have very long combos. It's not that they shouldn't have no combos.
Also, to remind people that we are currently about $440 away from reaching 26K.
Woo woo.
Just amazing.
I mean, you guys were talking about this earlier, but I do like the idea of one of the more unique things this game does is crossing over franchises as stage things.
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't mind Smash Brothers dabbling in a little bit for franchises that makes sense, like a Fire Emblem with Zelda crossover stage or something like that.
Yeah, and they kind of did that with the ability to like warp stages into one another.
I wouldn't say that's.
It's not the same, but it's an option.
Straight up forgot that happened.
Yeah, no one talked about that.
Well, because it was a neat idea on paper, but then they realized it wouldn't change anything really. It would just you're fighting on one stage and then suddenly you're fighting on a different stage.
Nefarious.
Man, wouldn't it be great to be able to play casual Smash Brothers with friends in the same room?
You're not allowed to do that.
I mean, I guess you could play it online, but
Oh no, I got one of those earlier on Quick Play. I got a 4-player match, and I was like, but I have my preferred rule set on. Why are you giving this to me? Yeah, no, Smash's online is still garbage.
Yeah.
For like Quick Play and
Someone said from Battlefield to Small Battlefield.
Well, Small Battlefield was made is because every single DLC stage was not competitive viable. So this is soccer kind of throwing a bone to the competitive teams. Like, okay, we made a stage specifically for 1v1 fights.
He did it right after Evo got canceled.
Well, he doesn't care about Evo. It's just more of all the DLC stages are either really gimmicky or they're just not viable enough to be used. So he's like, okay, fine, we'll give you something.
well, there's nothing with Hazards Off. There's nothing super about what's that place called? The Mementos or Yggdrasil or even the Min one.
No, Mementos. Yggdrasil starts off as a walk-off, which means you can't use it.
That still seems kind of BS to me since it's a walk-off for all 10 seconds.
Someone will take advantage of it, and that's more the thing.
I mean, I guess, but it's 10 seconds.
It's why Halberd is not viable despite turning Hazards off.
I mean,
let's see. Mementos has the Mementos has the non-passable platform and slopes, which makes lots of characters act funky.
I mean,
I agree that Mementos probably could be. I think they're being a little too stingy on that, but as far as Min goes, it's because they have the 2 arch ceilings, which is basically going to save people randomly.
Ted, apparently Small Battlefield was banned because the blast zones are too short.
You see, I've gone on this before, so I'm not going to go for too long, but plenty of other fighting games with different stages, namely Tekken is a big one, let you have a much larger variety.
It's because Tekken's a traditional fighting game. You can't do things in Smash Brothers that you can do in Tekken.
I mean, no, well, the stage makes a big deal in Tekken. Certain characters are way worse in stages without walls versus with walls.
Yes, the thing is Tekken, everyone functionally works within that framework of Tekken.
I disagree. I would just say I disagree, and I think that people, but I'm not gonna go on this rant for too long because there are much worse things to be mad about the Smash. It's not a hill I'm worth dying on. I guess is the point.
Spamus made a good point regarding walk-offs, which he said, as a Ridley main, walk-offs should be banned.
Yes.
And that's true. Ridley's side B, that's it.
Like I said, even if it's for 10 seconds, a Ridley can just grab you and throw you off the stage, like roll you right off.
Yeah.
But Bowser, but I love doing that as Bowser. It's hilarious.
By the way, Chris.
So,
when we're done with this tonight, we have a little treat waiting for us.
did someone get pizza?
No, dude, there's a fucking new Pilot Red Sun.
What? What's the title?
I know.
What's the title?
Let me see. The title is called Mr. Fujiwara's Office.
I'm already excited. I don't know what that could possibly entail, but I can't
Me
wait.
Why did everyone start talking about peanut butter? God. No.
So I gotta come clean. I haven't been paying attention to my inputs. I've just been mashing. And it's been working out so far. Come on,
Honestly,
easy.
I haven't. Yeah. Yeah, I was about to ask, what do you think about Big Daddy now that you've played him for a couple more rounds?
I miss Ratchet.
He's pretty slow.
Yeah,
Does
he
Big
has
Daddy not take care of you, Chris?
Big Daddy's a little rough.
If there is a Big Daddy, then does that mean that there's also a biggest daddiest?
Well, no, there's a Big Mama in too.
Small Daddy.
Oh yeah, there is a Big Mama.
Oh, it's Nariko from that one PlayStation 3 game that no one played.
Yeah. Yeah. That was something I mentioned a little earlier, was that the reason she's in the game is that in 09, when this game started development, there was a Heavenly Sword 2 in development.
Yes,
And-
and then Heavenly Sword 1 did not do well.
Yeah. So that got canned, which is
Mind
why
you,
I think
it wasn't a very good game, so.
Oh, Big Sister.
Yeah.
Sister. Not Big
that got canned, which I think is why Ninja Theory was in rough times then, because then that's why they there was that, and they had Odyssey to the West, Journey to the West. They had that game.
Oh yeah, Enslaved. Odyssey to the West.
Enslaved. Yes, that. Supposedly prety fun game.
Yeah, I've heard that's good.
I've heard good things about it, but that didn't do well either. So they were in really rough states, rough times rather, and they almost went bankrupt. And then I believe that's why they agreed to work with Capcom on Devil May Cry, which then became a really weird reboot. And then that got them screwed over as well, and that's why they're with Microsoft now.
Wait, why did they get?
And we still don't know what they're working on, I think.
They're working on what's it called?
Hellblade 2?
Hellblade 2.
Not sure I know that one.
Because they made Hellblade at the end of 2017 or 18. Senua's Sacrifice. And they made that, and it was, again, everyone liked it a lot. It was a neat game. And then Microsoft bought them out around 2018-ish or 2019. And
Yeah,
they
it was
announced-
during their spending spree.
Yeah. It was, right around the same time they bought Obsidian up.
By the way, we have a $5 donation, but they want it to be read when Johnny returns, and Johnny will be returning in an hour and 20 minutes to complete Prime 2.
Why did he have to get up?
He's writing in 14, I think.
Wait.
Oh,
Did he really? Did
you
he
just
really?
ratted Johnny out?
No, he's has other household things. I'm sure.
I was like, wait a minute.
God, that'd be hilarious. Though, sorry guys, I have a commitment. Let's
God.
fucking go.
I wonder who would do that. Stares at Linky.
Everyone's getting called out.
Linky isn't even here to defend himself.
Oh,
Quick,
Chris, I don't even think you
somebody
like
call me
peanut
on
butter.
did Winky leave?
Well, he's on mute right now.
Oh,
Like he's
okay.
mute and deafened. So
Yeah, okay. It's
I
peanut
can't
butter
even hear
time.
you talking shit.
I'll say it again when he comes back.
No.
just to be fair.
Just make sure everyone's abused equally.
I'm still sad that Dante doesn't have a taunt or one of his attacks where he just says, "Fuck you!"
God, he just throws off a white wig.
Gameplay wise, that game is fine. It's just everything else.
Yeah. Even in this game, he's a really fun character because he's the only character in this game that has like a cancel mechanic. So all of his square attacks can cancel at any time into any of his triangle attacks, which can cancel into any of his square attacks. So you can build some sick combos with Dante. It's just a shame that he's a bad character.
He can even cancel you in real life.
Finally.
He just sends out a notes app tweet and then you're done.
And just even with
Golden
third-
Bolt actually racist? Said black hair is bad? Question mark, question mark, question mark.
And just going into third parties of this game, that just feels like the lesser product compared to Smash.
Well,
Yeah.
you look at the gameplay and it's
It's not even just the gameplay. It's just one of those, like, I know this is Ultimate's after the fact, but it's like, welcome to the Nintendo crossover where you have Joker from Persona and Solid Snake and Cloud and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And it's like, and then this game has Raiden, and not to say Heihachi's bad, but he's not quite Ryu level of the face of fighting games or something.
It helps since then that Smash became an event more than a game.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't say that through Brawl it was an event. I think Smash 4 is really where it became a thing, which is funny because obviously that wasn't the Wii U.
Brawl sort of started it with its daily updates and being the first.
Yeah, like it was definitely the precursor, but I think 4 is really where like the hype really drove home, and that got to the point where now you see companies that are willing to put their characters in Smash without really having to negotiate. Whereas in this, it was very much like Sony had no bargaining chips.
Yeah.
Because like if this game was made during the PS4 era, it'd be a very different game, not just because of characters that Sony could add in themselves, but Sony has a much more unified brand now, and that would help, I think.
Yeah. Probably for their benefit at this point.
Yeah.
What counts as a Sony All-Star if a lot of these characters are on Xbox and shit?
The idea was initially that it was like, so the only character that was on Xbox originally was Big Daddy, and then Raiden I think was later. Big Daddy's one of the original handful because there was an exclusive Vita Bioshock game in development that never came out.
Basically, the characters, even though they were third party, were more identifiable with PlayStation, like Heihachi or something.
Or Raiden for Metal Gear. The main one that really wasn't that was just Isaac Dead Space, which was just advertising. It was blatant advertising.
Mm-hmm.
I love that you keep calling him Isaac Dead Space.
I don't. His name.
It's because Isaac is a normal last name and people might not recognize what he's saying.
Isaac from Golden Sun.
His name is Isaac Clarke, but no one cares.
Yeah.
Even like Isaac Dead Space, I listen to him like, wait, oh right.
It's funny. It was an advertisement for Dead Space 3 when even at that point that franchise was dead.
Yeah, because this is when EA killed that and Lost Planet in the same year, ish.
Was EA Lost Planet was Capcom, wasn't it?
I thought Lost Planet was EA. Am I wrong? I might be wrong.
I thought that was an Inafune game. Produced.
It might have. Oh, I think it was an Inafune game.
Yeah,
I might be wrong.
Wow.
Okay, it was. Those games always had similar vibes to me because they both died the same year thanks to issues that made the games not what they used to be. So,
the only thing I remember from that was that it was one of the games in which the on the Xbox 360 it came with there was like a group of games that had demos, and that was one of the demos that came with the 360.
Oh yeah.
Like pre-downloaded already, so that's why.
Yeah, I don't remember that game being any good. So
I remember playing the demo for Lost Planet 3, and it was not good. That's all I remember about it, though.
Sackboy killed you.
Yeah, I'm not happy.
Oh,
about
Sackboy. Sorry, go Grizz.
No, that was the thought. I'm just not happy about it.
Oh, Sackboy was one of the characters that was almost banned because he was broken for a while. Because they made his level 3 so long and it was so easy to get super with him that you would essentially get a guaranteed 2 or 3 kills per level 3, even in a 1v1, which is an entire match. So you just win the match by default if you got your level 3. Because one of the things is a lot of characters have level 3 supers that are either screen clears or in some way they allow you to limit the other characters that are running from you. So in in Raiden's Metal Gear super for his level 3, I think it's his level 3, he turns every enemy into a box. And then you can kill them by hitting the box, but there are also a few like dummy boxes. Big Daddy, as we've seen, floods the entire stage, so you have to swim really slowly. Sackboy essentially slows down every character at first in the same sort of way. And then you have characters like Toro where they just have a screen clear, or Heihachi where he straps everyone to a fucking missile and shoots them into space.
Yeah, you know.
That's ending from 5.
Yep.
I love that ending from 5. It's so stupid.
Every Tekken ending is stupid.
Yes, but that's one of the particularly dumber ones.
I think the endings to the Bioshock games are stupid.
What, don't you like the ending where you are nice to girls by not murdering them? So then they...
Well, 1 has a great ending, but that's just me.
I think 1 has a fantastic concept, and then you get to the end, and it's like, I'm a big bad guy, and try to kill me. Okay.
I would say, isn't that Ayn Rand in a nutshell?
Anime? What?
Ayn Rand.
Ayn Rand?
Ayn Rand.
Ayn Rand.
Ayn Rand.
I don't know what these words are.
She's an author. The entire game is basically a middle finger to her.
I don't know anyone's name. I don't care about famous people.
She's basically the poster child for libertarians. Fuck you, got mine.
All right. Well, I don't care about famous people, so I don't know anyone's name.
No, well, no, just because Bioshock is basically Ayn Rand, the video game.
Basically,
The
yeah,
main
you would
villain of
basically-
that game is an anagram of her of her name.
Yeah, Andrew Ryan. So it's one of those they
Oh, I never
made
heard
the
that.
villain basically her entire philosophy, and it's like, yeah, this is why you don't do that.
And then that's why Infinite was also like American exceptionalism was the other side to
Yeah.
a similar issues and like, hey, you shouldn't do all of this one thing.
Her book Atlas Shrugged has like an 80-page monologue in it, like near the end.
Of her basically whining about everything.
Yeah.
The Fountainhead is about how like an architecturist like designed architecture to like take over society or something. It's dumb.
Yeah, it's basically blaming everyone else for problems, but then saying she deserves to basically get everything for free.
She is a bad writer, and her philosophy is garbage.
And she wound up poor and living off Social Security for the last parts of years of her life. So not only that, she's a massive
Irony.
hypocrite.
Yeah. And I didn't like Infinite's ending either. But before I piss off everyone, I'll just stop talking.
It's been a while since I've like played Infinite, so I forget exactly how the ending went. I just the only thing I remember is that it kind of goes, oh my god, it's a Bioshock prequel, even though you knew it was already a prequel.
Steven, did you play the DLC for Infinite by chance?
No.
I'm gonna preemptive ask. No,
that either
Infinite
makes it
spoiler.
much better or much worse. So take that as you will.
I'm gonna
Oh,
preemptive
what
ask.
was
No,
better or worse for you?
am I on
It
mute?
depends. I think it kind of hurt it for me. I liked Infinite's ending though. I don't think it was never going to be as effective or as good as Bioshock 1's endings, like the ending sequence rather. But I liked the gimmick, and I liked playing through the game again afterwards and seeing all the hints towards what the twist is going to be, and like seeing like, oh, that makes sense in this context. And obviously, like, there's the whole issue of like it's full of inconsistencies, but you know, no one ever said Ken Levine was a good writer,
So
except for all those times they did.
preemptive ask. Please don't spoil Infinite because I want to play it still. Thank you.
Okay. Well,
It turns out Big Daddy ends up kicking Sweet Tooth in the teeth.
Big Daddy fucked Troy Baker's wife.
Oh, that's why Retro Replay split. Okay.
Ken Levine hasn't made a game.
Yeah, he shut down mid-development of the Bioshock Infinite DLC. He just said, yeah, this studio no longer exists, bye. And then everyone was confused because no one else had talked to him about that. He just left.
Yeah, right now it just says Untitled Ghost Story Games Project.
I think he was writing for TV or something too, wasn't he? Like he just finally said fuck it and tried that.
Oh, that's right.
Whatever he was going to.
Oh, it said he was working writing a pilot for an interactive live-action series based on the Twilight Zone, published by CBS. I don't know if that actually happened though.
Considering the new Twilight Zone exists, they may have just shelved that because that was doing really well.
Yeah. Oh,
So
he was-
no,
he was
also
gonna-
just the idea of interactive, choose your own adventure movie TV just never seems to work.
Yeah.
It's a neat gimmick like one time every 10 years, and then everyone gets bored of it.
he wrote a script for a new Logan's Run movie, but then got dropped.
Who would even want a new Logan's Run movie?
It's a
Maybe.
property. They're gonna try
Yeah,
something.
I guess.
They're gonna write. They're gonna. They probably have a script. Like every studio has like several hundred scripts of like every idea they can think of as a just in case they feel like it.
I don't get why Wolverine is running. He's Wolverine.
Fuck you! I was gonna say that. God damn it. Let me have one.
Can he crawl?
Oh, we have a couple more donations. We have $10 from Silver Dude. Any chance we can see Zeus? We can't just because Chris doesn't have that character, or there's an issue with him not being unlocked because the update's not installed.
so Silver Dude, if you're listening right now, please in chat tell us who else you'd like to see.
And then we have $5 from the Phantom Crusader. Hey guys, I'm so glad that we got past 25K. It's really awesome to see how much support this cause has gotten. I also noticed how much enthusiasm was shown to a certain someone. Put this towards playing as Dante. So it's Jack, and then Silver Dude. If you add anybody else, let us know.
They picked
And then
Kratos.
Kratos. Okay.
So we have Jack and then Kratos.
Jack, Kratos, and then we'll do Dante.
Oh, did someone say Dante? I'm not. We may not have enough time for all three. Try. Yeah.
I will be right back.
We'll see what happens in the next hour. So, Chris, what led you to buying this game, or was it a free game?
It was $8 at GameStop, and I said, I'm curious about that. Why not? So I bought it and went, oh, I get it. And I think I played it for maybe 2 or 3 hours, and I was like, yeah, I'm good. I get it.
Yeah, that's this game in a nutshell.
I pick it up now and then thinking, like, this will be the time I get into it more, but it never happens. It never clicks for me.
And then you go back to Smash Brothers like everyone else.
Then I go back to Smash, yeah.
All right, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Hi.
Hi.
I went to the void, and the void said hi.
Whoa.
What did you say hi back?
Yes, I did.
Oh.
It was just a big giant tree, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
What?
He's making a Final Fantasy V reference.
Oh, okay.
Go play Final Fantasy V. It's a good game, I swear.
Nah, it's fine.
Understandable.
There's a land called Lily Poppy. Who wrote this?
The little sister.
She shouldn't quit her day job. Am I right?
Oh, I missed this story mode.
Yeah, you missed a lot. And by a lot, I mean nothing.
I guess that's true.
So, what do you guys think Bioshock 3 is going to be like? Bioshock 4, whatever.
Are they making a Bioshock 4?
Yeah.
They haven't announced it, but yeah.
I think they announced that they are, and they said this is all we're saying. See you in a few years, kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's just going to be either Rapture again, or they're just going to fucking go to space.
Yeah, because it was one of those things that leaked out.
I wouldn't mind. I
before.
wouldn't mind the space one.
Because we already have Prey, so it's kind of like.
Just a check. Is my mic coming through? Just a check.
Yeah, you're coming
No,
good.
you're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
Okay.
We just happened to cut you off. Sorry,
The
Chris.
one place
I'll be right back.
not yet corrupted by capitalism.
Right.
A one place not yet corrupted by the capitalism. Space.
Right. They built a city underwater to escape, right?
It was
And,
because they wanted
do
to have
whatever-
it's what they wanted to have a libertarian paradise, which wound up being pretty shit.
So what? Is that the reason why they went into the sky as well?
It was so.
Well, the sky was a different thing entirely.
Yeah, that's a different universe. That was Comstock. Comstock was building it for the World's Fair, and then they rebelled because he started becoming a prophet, essentially, like trying to become a dictator for the city. And they were saying, "Hey, look, we're so good at being Americans and awesome. Let's go put down this rebellion overseas." And then the U.S. was like, "Yo, what the fuck? You can't just bring your flying city and attack other countries. That's kind of fucked up." And then they said,
"Screw you, America."
Yeah, and then they went higher into the sky.
America.
America.
Fuck yeah.
Someone says they could go underground.
Yeah, underground's the other theory that I'd heard they might do.
Mole people.
Mo people.
There's a lot of places they can go with it. I think underground would be a little bit more original than space.
Like, I don't think they even need to go underground. They could just go to some fucking mountain that nobody's ever been to, because mountains suck.
Mountains are great.
No, mountains are bad. There's bugs up there, and also it snows, and you can't sit down flat because it's tilted.
Or you could have it or you could have it like the movie Mortal Engines, where it's where all of the cities are just trucks.
I don't know what mountains did to you, Ted, but I love them.
They're tilted. You can't sit down straight on a mountain.
I've sat down straight on mountains.
No, you didn't. You were tilted because the mountain's tilted.
There are paths on mountains that are flat.
Then that's not a.
It's not an incline the entire way up.
No, you're wrong.
Oh, Jack is voiced by Johnny Young Bosch. Nice.
He does do edgy, whiny protagonist during this time period a lot. Yeah. Because he was a Lelouch in Code Geass, he was Ichigo Kurosaki in Bleach, and he was Nero in Devil May Cry 4 at this time.
I bet his paychecks were wonderful for that time.
I mean, he's still in stuff, so.
Chris, how do you feel about the two-dimensional characters being extruded and having three-dimensional sides to them?
It makes me uncomfortable, especially because all of his little students are Parappa style, and he's not.
Well,
weren't they already 3D models?
I was gonna say
Parappa,
they were already sort of like this. It's just the details making it look weird.
No, it's not the detail. His body is extruded. It's not a flat plane anymore.
Yeah.
He has actual depth to him.
Jack going ahead shooting Big Daddy in the face with a shotgun.
So how was your Thursday?
It's Wednesday, Linky.
My concept of time of date is weird today.
2020 in general.
I like the idea that you were off on Thursday, but you went to work anyway, thinking it was Thursday.
I've done that once before.
I spent 8 hours there for nothing.
I'm
But hey,
late for school. Oh, that's right. I'm an adult now. I'm a teacher.
What is that from?
It's a meme. It's several memes that I've seen people do like different versions of it. Yeah,
I've seen one where it's Spider-Man, which was pretty great.
Yeah, I think the main one I've seen, like the original one I saw was like it was just like a sketch from a girl, and she was like, "Oh, I'm late for school." Oh no, that's right, I'm an adult. Goes back to sleep. I'm a teacher, and just gets up all blurred.
Kevin, what's my I want to win the game easy move for Jack and Dexter? I know we said there isn't a kill confirm thing, but
I think it's the combo you just did there, the square combos. That's pretty much it.
The
That's all
bouncy
you got.
stuff.
Down
Yeah,
B.
you
Turn into the rock. Thunder.
You can do that. Also, in the background, you'll note that Chop Chop Master Onion is going to take down the Metal Gear.
I believe in him. I think he could do
Metal
it.
Gear. Oh,
Metal Gear.
Josh Keaton voices Jack too.
Oh yeah,
Oh, I like Josh Keaton.
because they
He's
changed his voice
Spider-Man.
actor.
Yeah, he was Green Lantern.
No, nobody cares about Green Lantern, Ryan.
That Green Lantern show was good though.
It was.
But yeah, I love him as. I mean, he would probably be my favorite Spider-Man if Yuri Lowenthal didn't exist.
Is he Yuri Lowenthal
PS4.
Spider-Man in
PS4,
PS4? Okay.
Booster Gold? Lol, I kid.
Thanks, Green Lantern.
Yeah, that's not Metal Gear. That's the Killzone mecha.
I still believe in him though. You can do it.
You can do it, but I mean, Killzones are worse than Metal Gears.
Functionally, yes.
This fucking edgy evil cold, by the way. Damn. Looks like I'm one of those. Steven, do you know the fucking skull meme Twitter account that posts all the ironic skull shit? The share zone?
Ironic skull?
Okay, it looks like a share zone image. The people who know.
Okay.
I'm evil. I
Steven,
think you're a
you would
nice
like
guy.
it especially.
Is that anything like? Is that anything like gangweed?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Gangweed cracks me up.
I never realized Spectre was in this game.
Spectre.
Oh god, a new stage.
Yeah, I don't know why the rotations had just been all the stages that we've seen over and over again. Like there actually are stages in this
I
game.
think it is set in order because we've done the Parappa stage first every single
Parappa's always first. Parappa's first, and then it's usually random from there up until the rival battle, which is always in the rival stage.
As someone who likes Parappa, why?
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. He was one
That
of the
means you get prop every single time you play the game.
That is true.
God, why did I not realize this until now? Because every time I listened to Daxter's voice, I'm always like, it sounds familiar, but I don't know where I heard that from. And then it's like, oh yeah, he was in fucking Sopranos, Boardwalk Empire, Vinyl. He's been like in all those like the HBO mob series. So it's like that's where I've heard his voice before. He has that very Italian gangster type approach.
Steven, you were going to say something a moment ago?
What is Dream Mix TV World Fighters?
That's the
So is
one.
that the one with Optimus Prime?
Yeah.
Yeah. it's another Smash Bros. Styled game based on DreamWorks properties. Was it DreamWorks or was it Konami?
It
Might have
was.
been
It was a weird mismatch of a bunch of different things that didn't make
Okay.
any sense.
It had like Optimus
It had-
Prime.
It had Snake and Bomberman in it.
Yeah, I think Konami published it or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think AE double tweeted like earlier. He was like, "Is there no justice to Dream Mix TV World Fighters?"
But that was before Konami actually owned Bomberman, though, because that was GameCube era.
That's true. They might have had publishing rights. Maybe
They might have been
I don't
publishing
think
Hudson
so,
stuff at the
because I
time.
think
no, because I think Konami did publish for Hudson at that point.
Well, because I know I've got a couple Bomberman games where I know Konami's like not credited on it at all.
Yeah, I found. Yeah, it was a combination between Konami, Takara, and Hudson.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then they were working together before the buyout.
Yeah,
Which
it was on
makes
GameCube and PS2 in Japan in 2003.
And I straight up forgot Hudson was a video game name. I was like, what was Bomberman?
It's so
before Konami?
sad.
Yeah.
I mean, they did have they did have some shaky stuff, but they really did make a lot of good games.
They also made a lot of crap, unfortunately.
Well, I mean, I said that stuff, which is
Lots of companies do.
Yeah, I thought you were talking more like shady business sites.
no. I said they made some shaky stuff, like some shady
okay.
games. But like, I don't know if they were like a disreputable company or whatever.
No, they just made, aside from Bomberman, they were never able to make anything else successful.
No, they made the Mario parties.
Mario Party.
That was working for Nintendo. That was more the thing.
Yeah,
I'm
they
talking
were still
about.
the ones who made the game. They did some other good stuff. Hold on, let me take a quick look because my memory.
Where's the last games they made?
One thing I was going to say about Parappa earlier, one of the reasons we see that stage first is that was one of the first stages I recall, if I remember the order of the stages being designed. That was one of the early ones before they did the stage crossover stuff, because Raiden wasn't a super... I think he was one of the later characters they got confirmation on. But the first 6 characters that were designed for this game were Parappa, Nathan Drake, Sly Cooper, Kratos, Fat Princess, and Sweet Tooth. Yeah, Sweet Tooth.
Oh, they made a lot
said
of really good games. They made a lot of the early Ys games. That's YS. Those games are, I mean, they're aged, but they're still really, really good.
Smellbringer's asking why Fat Princess. Fat Princess was the highest selling downloadable game of all time for a brief while.
Wait, what?
Yes.
It was the only downloadable game for a long while.
How brief of a while? Because I've never heard of it.
Reminder, this was early PS3 360, so no one was making download games.
Yeah, this was one. This is one of the very, very earliest download games. So that's why it was in this game, because it was their first download only success. This would have been before.
Oh God.
This is before the Xbox started indie game sales and everything too. So like Braid was 08. I think Fat Princess was 07 or
I think.
I think 7.
Yeah, that was before Xbox Live Arcade really became huge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was
so,
before Meat Boy and all that stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. So that's
Crashers
why.
wasn't even out, I
was
think.
07 because I know that was like that was like it was one of those few.
Well, Castle Crashers is weird because it was also like a Newgrounds game to start with.
Yeah, but Newgrounds had also done a couple of other. Castle Crashers wasn't the first game that.
Alien Hominid was their first console.
That game is
did
like
that,
20 years old now.
Yeah.
It turns 20 like
It was
next
a
year.
it was a PS2 game.
Which is so bizarre that game is 20 years old. That means that a lot of the Newgrounds cartoons I watched growing up are now 20 years old.
Crab Owl's from like 2003.
Yeah, like Legendary Frog, I'm pretty sure a lot of those stuff is going to turn 20 soon. And I'm like, oh no.
Wait,
Happy Tree Friends.
I hadn't thought about
That's
this
right.
until now. The Braid Anniversary Edition got announced at that PlayStation thing last week. What anniversary is that celebrating?
15 would have been.
That game's 15 years old.
Yeah.
It was out in 06. I don't think it was out on console in 06, but it was out
PC.
on, yeah, it came out on PC in 06 and no one cared. And then it came out on
There's
Xbox.
the Metal Gear.
Because one of the things about Braid is it's regardless of what you may think of the game, whether you like it or not, it was one of the most important indie games pretty much ever made, because that was the first game featured in the Xbox Summer of Arcade, which is what put indie games on the map. It was before Steam Summer Sales by a full year. Like that made like, you know, seasonal game sales a thing on consoles and like in the gaming world for digital games, and that really is a huge reason why indie games had a chance as all these major developers were dying off.
Yeah, it also had a huge impact on like a lot of the tone and stuff on a lot of indie games too, which I still say would be overall a positive thing, even if I find Braid itself to be horribly pretentious.
Braid's pretentious.
Yeah, but I mean, there are a lot of games later on that would try to do the kind of thing Braid would do, but better. Because Braid is like, what if Mario were evil? ?
Mario has a gun.
I wish.
I would make a pun. Why is that one green but the other two are gray?
I was curious about that also.
That's difficulty. It's the difficulty meter. So I think gray is the super easy, and I think green is the slightly harder, like not brain dead easy.
Oh wow, I actually had to put some thought into this. I mean, can you like change like the difficulty up a bit if it's like
Yes. So he's playing on hero, which is the easy difficulty. If you play on the other difficulties, they'll start out green, turn blue, turn yellow, turn red by the end, I think. It's like level 1 to 9 CPUs kind of stuff.
I gotcha. Her hair is just flying everywhere.
That was a weird early PS3 thing where it's like, we can do all this hair stuff now. So let's give her really long hair that's constantly flowing.
Not sucker punch.
I mean,
though.
games in the modern day still can't really do hair great either. So,
I mean, that's Insomniac's reason for giving Cole McGrath no hair.
Sucker punch.
The sucker punch. Sorry.
Yeah. And then they gave him hair once they had a hair guy, like somebody who could do hair. Because they gave him like long hair, like I don't know how to describe his haircut, but they gave him actual hair, and then everyone was like, "Why would you give him hair now? Like, just keep him bald." And then they were like, "Oh yeah, good point."
That would save us a lot of time and effort.
that is kind of funny though, because that's part of the reason why Mario looks the way he does is because
Mario's entire design is based on the fact that Miyamoto can't draw anything in pixel form.
Yeah, but it's just like, imagine if they had tried to like then have Mario shave and take his hat off, though. Later later on, because they can.
Difference is there was a 20-year difference between Donkey Kong and 2000, where they could potentially do 3D graphics and not shit.
I know. I'm just saying it's like it's a similar kind of idea. I don't know. I just think it would be funny if we had shaved Mario with no hat on.
Well, I mean, people make mock-ups of that and it just looks wrong. It looks like Elmer Fudd.
And Delta Foxtrot asked in chat, and I'm gonna dive into this really quick. They were confused why Jack's in this game but not Crash. It's because Universal and then Vivendi and then Sierra and then Activision own the Crash and Spyro rights. Sony directly owns the Jack rights because that was part of the licensing agreement before in 01-ish Naughty Dog was purchased by Sony outright. Insomniac is the same story where Sony owns the rights to Ratchet, but Insomniac worked as a third-party, quote-unquote, second-party developer until the end of Resistance 3, and then they went and made a game with EA, which bombed, and then they made Sunset Overdrive, and then they came back, and now they are owned by Sony. But they were the last big independent studio.
And then that was because of Spider-Man, because they saw, Spider-Man did, and they're like, fuck, we need them. Buy them out. They basically...
It was a bit more to it than that.
Yeah, it was part of the reason. But we don't know the whole story at this point, obviously. But
it was probably mostly just, hey, these guys kind of always make good stuff for us. Let's just make sure they stay under our umbrella and we don't have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah, and it's that, and I think on the Insomniac side, Ted Price had always been adamant that they would be independent forever. But I think when you see the price of game development, and you see the struggles that Insomniac had in the PS3 days with developing games, even though they released 1 or 2 games a year, even during the PS3 era. Once they got to the PS4 era and you had full true 1080p development, you see them struggling more and more to get games out on a consistent basis, and you see them experimenting with VR to try and keep the doors open. And it's very much a thing of, if we make one game that bombs again, you never know. That might be it for us. So partner with Sony because then you're not going anywhere.
My low-key theory is that it was around the time Microsoft was doing their spending spree, and I don't know, maybe they're...
I mean, that's also
Oh yeah,
it's a small part of it. Most likely, it's
yeah.
just,
That jacked the price up.
we better lock these guys down on before Microsoft throws another $1 billion at them or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
especially like you said, because like you mentioned that before that Microsoft, like after that whole thing happened, they started buying out a whole bunch of different studios. So so they're like, maybe they'll go after Insomniac.
Somebody asked about Fuse, which is Insomniac's EA game. That game was announced as Overstrike, which is supposed to be like this fun, bright-looking, cartoony kind of 4-player co-op third-person shooter game. And then we didn't hear about it for several years. And then it came back as Fuse, which was a gritty, realistic-looking third-person.
Oh, I remember actually hearing about
Oh, right.
that.
Wasn't that basically Castle Crashers with guns?
You could kind of say that. It was very much more like a 4-player, more cooperative version of Gears of War. Like each character had their own unique gun in classic Insomniac
The
style.
art style, I don't know if you've ever... I haven't played it, but it's been on my to-play list for years. It looked a lot like Battalion Wars, which was a Nintendo game.
Okay, I can kind of see that.
Oh my god, this is actually one of the games at GameStop where I literally had to take off the shelf because I was like, all right, because I got an email from like my regional manager and he's like, hey, we're not going to support this game anymore, so I'll take it off the shelf.
Yeah, EA. So Insomniac had said, "Oh, we chose to make this decision. You know, we chose to make it to fit the market better." They later then said, "No, it was all EA. We just couldn't say anything." EA made the game, like forced the game to be a gritty, realistic game, and that really killed any chance it had because it was coming out in 2013, right around the same time as The Last of Us, as a gritty, cover-based third-person shooter.
Years after people don't care about Gears of War anymore.
Well, no, that was
the
still
game's not
during-
bad. It's fine.
No, I spent like by that point, like people have been tired of like cover based shooters.
Yeah, it's one of those games where it just very much a casualty of the era, but it was fun. It was okay. Just there's no reason you should have bought it when it came out because it was $60 for an EA Battle Pass or not Battle Pass, EA Online Pass multiplayer game that only has co-op. It doesn't have competitive multiplayer. So you only play it once and then you're done forever because it's not like Borderlands or procedurally generated. It's just the levels. That's it. Like there's no loot. There's just a game. How you liking Jack so far, Chris?
I spent the last 30 seconds of that match looking at a different character and not realizing I was doing it, so pretty good.
I love doing that.
I don't know if that's a problem everybody has with this game, but it's definitely a problem I have with this game.
Yeah, there was at some point, I think they did the similar gimmick to I feel like they did at some point, and then people got mad because they didn't like it. There was a similar gimmick to the outlines that Smash 3DS had.
Yeah.
And they were colored based on your characters, the little HUD color you have below, so you're blue, I think. But I think they took those out. Or no, they're only in the team mode now.
Is that Darth Maul Kratos?
No, that's based off of a costume from God of War 3.
No, I'm going to call that Darth Maul Kratos until the day I die.
There's also a Kratos costume based on his brother Deimos.
Kratos has a brother?
From the PSP game.
Yeah.
Yep, Kratos had a brother.
Deimos.
Is he evil?
No,
not evil.
Yes, but no.
He's a dick.
It's God of War. Everyone's a dick.
Yeah, in Greek mythology, everyone's kind of evil.
No, there's evil people and victims.
Yeah, and the victims are usually just the humans.
Pretty much, yeah.
Or innocent sheep, depending on who Zeus wants to fuck.
Who basically told him it was a lie that Kratos was basically evil? Or I'm trying to remember it because I remember he was being manipulated to say, "Oh, Kratos is the bad guy," but Kratos like, brother. Remember that one time we shared a bottle of juice together, and he was like, "Hey, that's pretty cool." And he's like, "Oh no, I remember. You're my brother. I love you." And then sad stuff happens.
Too late now.
Yep.
Young Kratos is voiced by Pitt.
Young Kratos. My favorite CBS property.
It's still a sitcom. He's just constantly walking around with like heads of his victims or something.
I'm personally more of a fan of young smoothies.
Chris, do you want to jump after this arcade ladder is over? Do you want to do a match as Dante to fulfill that request and then jump over to Kratos? That way you'll at least get everybody played. Like do a match as Dante and then go to story as Kratos.
Sorry, I had a quiz come up while you were asking me a question. And I lost.
After this mode is over, do a regular like a free for all match as Dante.
How much did
and
they
then
donate?
jump. Go ahead.
How much did the person who asked for that donate?
$5.
That sounds fair.
And then we'll do the story ladder as Kratos, and then that way we'll cover everything.
Why is there a photo of Prince Henry VIII on the side?
Look, he's Henry VIII. He is.
Henry. Also, Kratos has Shadow's color.
We'll see this later, but Kratos' rival battle is against Sweet Tooth because Kratos knocks over Sweet Tooth's ice cream cone. It is so good. It is.
You're going to have to pay for that.
Yeah, it's probably my favorite line in this entire game is just Sweet Tooth looking Kratos in the eye and saying, "Pick that up and pay for it."
Pick that up. And now I'm just thinking of the one guard from Halo 2 or Half-Life 2. Pick up the can. I'm surprised with the rival battle. It's always set to these two guys. Like it can't be like, oh yeah, in one scenario, Jack.
I prefer it this way if you're doing the story mode for an arcade game because it at least gives the arcade mode a little bit something unique and makes you want to play it as every different character. The Shovel Knight one, the Shovel Knight, whatever of the battle mode game for that, like they did that. Like every different character has their own rival, which at the very least makes you kind of want to play the story mode as every single character because it's like, oh, which one's his? What's the dialogue? So on and so forth.
Well, I do love the rival battle set like this one. It's just like, hey, you play Ratchet, you're always facing Jack. If you're Jack, you're always facing Ratchet. It's like, I would like to see other kind of sort of fights with or interactions on that.
Yeah, it would have been cool to see more of that. I'm assuming that's also a time thing. But it's fun to go through each arcade ladder and see like the story for Jack versus Ratchet was slightly different, and you see different sides of the coin for Kratos and Sweet Tooth. Or if you play as Sackboy, you see Big Daddy getting mad at him, and I think Stephen Fry is narrating. It's like just saying, "Big Daddy is going in for the attack, run!" or whatever he might say. I don't remember.
Steve Fry?
Pretty sure it was him.
He was the narrator in Little Big Planet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Stephen Fry.
Well, the main problem that the rivalries did lead to was that you had to design DLC in twos, so they had to have two characters ready at all times instead of one, because you had to build a rivalry in for God of War, Zeus, and Isaac Dead Space. I don't remember what that rivalry is. I have no recollection whatsoever.
You dare stop on my kill?
I remember that Isaac's level 3 is that he just suddenly is in a spaceship and opens the spaceship and everyone gets sucked out into the void of space and then you can kill them.
Sounds great. My favorite Dead Space moment, for sure.
I like it when we make the character's last name just the name of the game they're from.
Like Steven Smoothies.
No, like Joel and Ellie Last of Us.
Kevin Goldenbolt. Chris Mikoto's fan.
We named
Doug
it
Amazon.
Sans Undertale.
Doug Amazon.
Yeah, Sans Undertale is the perfect one.
Steve Minecraft.
We named our
Someone
dog
said
Ellie
Mario.
Last of Us.
Mario.
Well, that's
The
already
pioneer. Yeah.
I mean, Mario is
Ratchet.
technically his actual name, so.
Yeah.
Ratchet Clank.
But what about Luigi Mario?
Luigi Mansion.
No, Sonic's first name is Sonic, his last name is Hedgehog, and his middle name is The.
Mario, Super Mario Brothers. Marth Fire Emblem.
Cole McGrath, Infamous.
No. Cole Infamous.
No, I think Cole McGrath, Infamous is funnier because
McGrath is his middle name.
Dante. Like Zelda.
Oh, boy. Yeah, that's good.
Master Chief Halo.
No. John Halo.
How do I?
Oh, it's true. Yeah.
I have a fish.
Oh, yeah. The fish gives you like 50 AP right all at once.
Ryu from Streets.
Ryu from Fighting Street.
You just hit that big giant glob of face with the fish.
Yeah, I feel
Yes.
pretty good about it.
I'm proud of you. Cole Phelps, LA Noir. Jack and Dexter. Wait, hang on.
So wait, so do you just why if the final boss is supposed to be a Knack, why are you fighting all these other assholes?
Knack summons.
It's a fighting polygon team.
Yeah, they had to be here
Yeah.
somewhere.
It's literally just that again.
Fighting
Oh.
Polygon Team. Game and watch.
PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale. PlayStation All Stars Battle
PlayStation
Royale.
All Stars Battle Royale.
DK Donkey Kong.
What does the gay man watch?
I don't know.
Who watches the Game and Watch? No, nobody. Okay.
Or is it like his watch?
Well, the Game and Watches do have all like the old Game and Watch toys did have watches in them.
It was just basically a calculator game, just made a thing.
So they could put like a digital watch in them without
Yeah.
even like
Doing
really
anything to it.
losing any money.
Yeah.
I
The whole
wonder
idea-
how
the
long
whole-
the
the whole idea-
battery for those last.
Well, the whole idea behind the Game and Watch is just, I think it was Yokoi was just watching a businessman play with his calculator on a train.
Yeah.
The Golden Bolt question
Yes,
To
hit
con-
me.
to kill confirm, as they say in the PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale community. I am playing Dante for a versus match, and then Kratos for arcade.
Yes.
Yeah, so Dante has one. I don't remember what it might be his side, his counter. If he has a counter, it does it then. I don't know that he does though.
That's
Um,
sorry, I meant which one am I doing for arcade? It's Kratos, right?
do Kratos for arcade, but do Dante for the
Gotcha.
battle first.
No, the important thing is we're
Um,
finally going home.
I see what you meant now. I see the to confirm. I understand.
I'm gonna
That
throw,
took a second.
throw this
All right, I
out
think
there.
I'm going to head out for the night.
Have a
We've been
good
doing
night.
Have a good night,
good.
Ryan. Thanks for
We've
joining.
been doing good. We've been doing good on this charity event. So glad to see John will hopefully finish up soon. So later all.
Bye-bye.
See you later.
Boom.
He's
So did
probably
John
playing PlayStation
actually
3.
leave to go play Final Fantasy
No.
XIV?
I don't think he did.
Same as always.
I mean, I can
Wanna
do that.
step on it? Getting hungry.
Buckle up, buddy. Let's see if we can get back in time.
Yeah, I actually, when you were gone, I made that point, but then I realized that you weren't there. So I was insulting you behind your back.
But where's Dexter's pants?
Yeah, apparently Dexter's pants are missing. I'm not sure what's up with that.
You know what? Just
This
build
isn't canon to
just
Jack
go with the
3.
flow, man.
I went to Nathan Drake's icon because I was like, that's a white guy with brown hair. Oh, that's the wrong one.
I love Drake's character because he just he'll spawn barrels and kick them at you, and then spawn things to grapple onto as part of his moveset. He's amazing. Same with Toro. Toro is 3 different fighting game characters, with transformations between them. So there's a Street Fighter stand, or stance rather. There's a Street Fighter stance, there's a Mortal Kombat stance, and there's I think it's Tekken stance, even though they already have Heihachi. And Toro and Heihachi are rivals because Toro wants to be a fighting game character, and Heihachi's like, no, even though Toro was already in Street Fighter Cross Tekken, as was Cole.
Wait. What?
Yes. Yeah. Good Cole and Toro were in Street Fighter Cross Tekken on PlayStation 3.
Oh, but Tekken didn't have to make a good Cole and a bad Cole.
No, because they're Tekken. They're cool. Kat was the most broken character in this game. She was the only banned character for a while. She might still be banned. I don't know. No one plays this game anymore.
Is there still a scene for this game?
No. I mean, there are probably like a couple dozen people, but it's done. Because the servers are down, so you can only play via NetPlay now.
I have to look up something.
The classic airplane scene. Everyone loves this scene.
This is another example of this is another example of like this game being weird with going with what have you done for me lately? Because the original stage that was designed for this game that they showed off in the very early demo when this game was still called Title Fight was the Uncharted 2 train being invaded by Warhawk planes.
That sounds
cool. This is back when they still had ring outs and everything. So this was back when it was just Smash Bros. So you could get knocked out of the stage and then fly, like do the flying forward onto the screen death, but it would crack the screen. And that was like the big, oh, that's neat. They did the Smash thing. That's cool. But that was leaked footage. That was never supposed to get shown off because that's not how the game plays. And then they made this stage instead.
They said bad and just removed it outright.
What makes Cat? Oh wait, no, I see why Cat's so good because she moves faster than 2 feet per second.
She moves faster than 2 feet. Her down, so she just did it. She summons like random pieces of furniture to throw at you. Those used to be, they might still have hit stun. I don't remember, but they used to cause hit stun, so you could combo any single move into that and make your combos longer than 1 super meter. So one of the things this game has for balance is you can only earn a certain amount of super meter before in a combo before the combo forces you out. So
you see, I can't get too mad because I know that Dante would do that. So
yeah, because Dante has infinites, so the idea was that you would make it so that he can't have an actual true infinite because the combo won't build up past I think 150 or something like that. So then you would get a level 1 super and get a little bit of the way to a level 2, and then it would knock the enemy away so that you can't just combo and confirm a kill instantly. Kat broke that because her little the little shrapnel she has around her, she would shoot them at you and it would interrupt any attack you did and hit you, and you could do that mid combo and just double your combo up and repeat the same combo. And also they are a kill confirm, so you could just press circle and then do your super and you'd win.
By the way, they pointed out this is like 2 Bioshock Infinite stages. Technically.
Yeah. There's this stage, and then there's the one invaded by Twisted Metal.
Yeah.
All right, let me show you how to do a motherfucking infinite.
You would think at a point they'd be like, okay, we can make this one at least Rapture, and not here's another infinite one. But alas, marketing.
Well, because Uncharted 3 came out in 2011.
No, I mean the 2 Bioshock Infinite things. Like they could have made one of those Rapture.
Well, it was Infinite 2012 or 2013?
13.
Okay, it was 13. So
it was like early 13 if it was, right?
It was right before The Last of Us. I think it was like May. Because Last of Us came out in, I think by the end it came out in June, not May. I think Bioshock was May.
Did Infinite get delayed then? Because I remember that as a 2012 game. It must have got delayed.
All these games got delayed 100 times. Yeah.
That's true.
The only big 2013 game that didn't get delayed was GTA 5.
And that wasn't even a Sony only thing. That was
no. I just mean of general 2013 games there.
Okay, yeah, Bioshock Infinite came out in March 2013.
It was pretty weird. Like we see PS5 and the first thing they say about it is GTA 5, and it's like, oh,
but they're showing PS4 footage because they haven't even started the game.
That's how we're opening this? Cool.
How do I change costumes?
Hold on. Up or down, I think. Menu? No. Go back. You have the colors and then press up or down, I think.
Nope.
Not?
Okay. All right. Oh, yeah. Yes, because this game came out November 2012. So, yeah. So it had Infinite stuff before Infinite even came out. And then I also had Dante before, because I was like, because DMC came out like early 2013 as well.
Maybe I don't have any for Kratos.
You might not have any. There should be one because every character had 2, and then there were some DLC ones.
Who do I know has a skin? Ratchet has different skins. Yeah. So.
Okay, so maybe Kratos didn't have. Yeah.
I don't know.
There
Let's
it
play
is.
the
Okay,
game.
yeah. There's his
Wait,
Kraken
so there
Crown
aren't
outfit.
enough skins for 4 people to be the same character?
No, there are 6 different colors and then several different skins for each character.
Oh,
So you can have a good amount of combinations.
okay.
But each character has their own costumes as well as skins.
Zachary says costumes are DLC, and since I didn't patch, maybe that's
Some of them are. Some of them are, but I'm pretty sure Kratos has 1 or 2 that aren't DLC because he has the most. He has like 4 or 5.
If anything, all you need is the Shadow the Hedgehog one where he just goes. Shit, we'll have that song go.
Good job.
I don't know. I don't know.
Low key, that was the one I was looking for, though, so I feel you. These are stills, but I at least appreciate that this looks better than the Ratchet and Jack ones.
Yeah. Surprised that the God of War one looked better. Because they probably had the actual God of War concept artists like do an actual good design. Because fun fact, the orbs that you get for the super meter are based on God of War as well.
I don't know. I prefer the stills from the Star Fox game on the DS.
God.
Oh,
I didn't get those guys.
Oh, God. You're talking about the ending ones, aren't you?
Yeah.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
There's I'm thinking of the fucking one where I think it's where Crystal breaks up with Fox and Fox's face is like, oh.
He does reverse pog.
I like the
Yeah.
idea of breaking up with your teammate mid-fight. Like, you're in the middle of a fucking, like, space battle, and then she's like, hey, it's not really working out. Also, I'm fucking slippy.
Oh, who is it that she
What?
gets with she gets with the Panther. Yeah. Oh, God.
Time to start
Yeah.
my YouTube channel.
Oh, God. I mean, I like that game a lot more than a lot of other people do. Like, a lot of people, like, hate that game and think it's terrible. I think it's good. I mean, it's a bit repetitive, but I still like it. But the story makes no sense.
According to Mick Jagger in the chat, then he dumps her for no reason.
Okay.
I mean, he knows he's the rebound guy, right? Like, nobody wants to be the rebound guy.
Never works. Don't be the rebound guy. Also, I'm finding a lot of push this to win buttons with Kratos. It's great.
Yeah, Kratos was designed to be the Mario of the game, but they made him too strong to be the Mario of the game.
Wow.
So you can just press square and win most of the time.
Yahoo!
Fucking cursed with a K.
Let's go!
Boy.
Luigi!
What?
Bowser!
Mama. Yeah, fucking.
You think Kratos and Bowser would, like, I don't know, go to Dave and Buster's together?
I feel like Bowser would be into it at first, but over the night he would realize that Kratos is way too hardcore for him. And then, like, he'd slowly get more and more awkward
Yeah, like Kratos
as
would
it
just
went.
Kratos would just bust up the Daytona USA cabinets and he'd be like, "Oh no!"
And then Bowser's like, "Whoa, dude, I'm playing that."
these are hard to find.
I'm just imagining Kratos like murdering somebody violently, and then Bowser's like, "Yo, what the fuck, dude? We don't want to. Like, that's not what we do here."
Kratos is like, "I'm not cleaning it up. The staff can do it. That's what they're paid
I
for."
brought my kids with me. Don't do that shit.
Kratos doesn't tip.
Oh fuck no!
Kratos doesn't. No, Kratos absolutely doesn't tip.
He doesn't have money.
He probably doesn't even pay. Yeah, he leaves.
He just kills you if you ask him to pay for your food.
Bar wench, you assume that I would pay for this shabby meal? You shall be the one paying with your life. And then Bowser just has to look away while her corpse is
No. What you need is you need to have Bowser and Bowser Jr. with old Kratos and his son. That would be something fun to see.
Old
Boy,
Kratos.
Double
take
take.
the Junior Koopa and go play.
Boy,
Go play the arcade.
It's like the idea of Bowser covering his face so no one recognizes him.
It's like, I sure wish that guy would move his hands away from his face, and I might be able to see who he is.
There is an establishment in the background called Hot Gas.
Yeah, man. That's the gas station where Parappa goes to use the bathroom, I think. And then he raps about it and says that's life. Great game.
Am I misremembering, or was there actually a thing where the Parappa the Rappa was actually racist? Or am I misremembering?
You are
that?
misremembering. He's just not a good person.
He's just not a good person? Oh, okay.
If anyone wants to go to parappathescammer.blogspot.com, there's 4 great chapters of how
That does not sound real.
that's real.
What did he do?
Okay, this is a story. So, and I'm playing a video game I don't care for, so work with me here on this one. But basically, there was a fan of Parappa who had to do like a fan animation, like a student animation project. So he's like, I really like Parappa, so I'm gonna make that. And then the buddy he was working with it on was like, dude, what if we reached out to Parappa the Rapper and got him to do a few lines for our thing? And they were like, sure, why not? So they find him on Facebook, Dread Fox, the rapper from Sonic Adventure 1's Knuckles theme. And they're like, hey, we're doing a Parappa student film for our class. Would you do a few lines as Parappa? And he's like, all right, guys, so if you send me $100 over PayPal, I'll get those lines to you this weekend. And they were like, oh, well, that's cool. We love Parappa, so I guess it'd be a cool one-time thing to do. So they do it. And then he just weeds them on for months. And then it gets to the point where it's like, we're done with school. Can we just have our money back? And he's like, you guys are you're just trying to fuck me over in front of my fans. Because there was a Facebook fan group. And they're like, no, we just literally want our money back, dude. And
Chris,
then,
YouTuber. There you go.
yeah, it eventually just goes toward Dread Fox like calling them out in the group and trying to make them look bad. And kind of like the Hunted P situation, everyone's just on Dread Fox's side, even though he's clearly the asshole.
Wait, there was a Hunted P situation?
Hunted P is canceled.
Where have you been?
Yeah, you missed out on some shit.
Yeah.
So the moral of this story is that Sega's been bad at picking people for the Knuckles raps.
Yeah, honestly.
I know the Hunted P went to jail, but I thought it was for something dumb.
That was before all this. Yes, he went to jail for, I think, illegally possessing a gun. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, those were the more
which is
innocent
like
times.
We've all been there.
The Hunted P situation that happened recently was that he went on Twitter being like, "Oh,
well, I was trying to explain it in order, Stefan.
I was saying like what was going on right now. Like,
that's not it. That is not it. No, that happened. But this is like someone came out and said we collabed on a project, and now he's.
Well,
like,
I was gonna get to that like afterward.
Yeah. We buried the lead then.
Tell the story.
Yeah, well, because what happened was recently was that he came on Twitter being all like, "Oh, Sega hasn't paid me for my rap," so everybody was being like, "Oh, everybody being like, oh, what the fuck, Sega? Like, why didn't you pay him or whatever?" And all doing that stuff, even though people who know him were like. They know that he was paid. It's just he's been whining about getting royalties and the millions he was owed, and so so everybody believed him and stuff like that, and like he kept on like shilling his shilling his Patreon and stuff like that, getting more and more, and then eventually, yeah, like you said, so do you want to say who it was or just kind of vaguely?
Let's, for their sake, not.
Yeah, not.
But
not
it's not
name.
hard to find if you need to know. We'll say.
Yeah.
Why is there so much Hunted P drama?
I don't know.
Yeah, but somebody who he worked with, there was a very, very bad interactions between them, and they came out with the receipts, and that basically made majority of the people. There are still a few stragglers who haven't caught on, but maybe majority of people kind of realize, yeah, he was an asshole, and then he just had a complete fucking meltdown on Twitter again, yelling racial and homophobic shit at people in response.
Yeah, it was bad all around. We should say, for this very charity group, he's interviewed and said that he was paid to that point. So he's a silly boy.
Yeah.
But, that's why Kratos is pretty good in this game.
So I was trying to explain the thing in order. Is that he had already said on our charity stream that he was paid for that. So it was like, okay.
Yeah, because it was very clearly that he was just doing the whole venting thing, and that when he says I wasn't paid for it, he's talking about the royalties,
right?
Because like especially lately on like Twitter and stuff like that, people like they know that there have been a lot of people who have like been screwed over by certain companies or other. So people hear that and they're like, oh, another person got screwed over. Now we can outrage and stuff like that without looking into and realizing, oh yeah, this dude's just crazy.
But he made the meme songs.
But the funniest thing was so many people unironically responding to it, saying that, "Oh, Sonic Adventure 2 is only good because of those Knuckles raps. He made the game."
Oh my god, I hate people so much.
Yeah,
It's unfortunate, but you gotta laugh.
Didn't you know that Sonic Adventure 2 is worse than Sonic 06?
Tay just said, "I can't believe that Fund the Charity Room was able to be used as evidence against bullshit."
honestly though, yeah.
Usually we just provide the bullshit.
Like I almost linked it when I was going on, but I didn't want to seem like I was fucking self-promoing over horrible shit, you know?
Yeah.
There was one good thing to come out of that interview, though, is that he said, Knuckles is from the hood.
That is canon now.
which I fucking love.
He's from the hood of Angel Island.
Yeah,
Yo,
you know.
what is that cat doing in the top
I mean,
right?
I guess technically, since there's no civilization left on his island, it is a low-income area, aka no income.
It's a no-income area.
I'm gonna not go there.
So what do you guys think of
Although
the
they
giant
still have a
robot in the
freaking
background?
amusement park on there now that
How
I'm
do you
thinking about it.
What do you think about Kratos, Chris?
I think
Do you
that
think he got paid?
I think that robot in the back's pretty cool. I want to
Where
hang
the
out
hell is
with it.
that robot from?
That is from
Twisted Metal. It's the final boss thing.
Okay.
Don't ask why it has
And
tits.
that just reminds me that Twisted Metal is such a great franchise. I don't know why they haven't made more of it. Like the PS3 game was great.
It's just because the PS3 game was broken and didn't sell as well as they wanted it to, and now they're mad. That's the only reason.
I straight up thought that was like a Bioshock Infinite boss with like a fake little sister head on it, and I was like, man, that game must have went places.
It's just Twisted Metal's boss,
Okay.
or rather the villain
That
thing.
somehow makes more sense, I guess.
I
I'm
found
not-
a funny picture I put in stream memes.
I'm not using Kratos as level 3 because I'm anxious about not finishing this before John gets back and someone donated. What is Kratos as level 3, Kevin? Is it? should
You
I
used
go
it
for
already
that?
once. You actually already used it. You were playing and talking at the same time, so you may not have realized. You pull out a big sword and then you swing the big sword and you win.
Oh, I was thinking that was his, I thought that was his level 2.
His level 2 is the vortex. His level 1 is just using the big sword once.
Oh,
Well,
that
that's
shows how
level
much
two.
attention I'm paying. I thought he was
If you
pulling out
use
the sword.
if you use the level 2 now, you'll see that. Yep.
Oops.
All of his supers involve that sword in some way.
Sorry, we were canceling 100 piece. I wasn't paying attention.
Oh boy,
Also,
we can't
I haven't
fix
asked this before, but what's up with the little tiny thing that's following you again?
That's a mag. You
It's
have to
just-
feed it.
They're called minions. They're just little bonus characters that they put in the game to try and get more representation for other franchises. So they're just little cheerleaders. That's all they are. They do nothing.
Minions.
Banana.
that. Go banana.
I'm glad we're playing shirtless Shulk right now.
Shirtless Shulk.
I'm really feeling it.
Also, I do like that the resistance stage opens up with like
First person.
playing as resistance, and then you're like, what the fuck?
I thought I was Kratos. Also, these cowards, they have him wearing pants.
Why doesn't Ratchet take off his shirt too? Tay, no. Tay, stop it.
In the
Well, I
first
mean-
game, he didn't have one.
Yeah, no, in the first game he doesn't have a
he's never
shirt. Yeah.
We need him to return to his roots.
We gotta make him an asshole again.
Think about it. Ratchet's just a fucking redneck. He just lives in a backwater town. Doesn't wear a shirt. Works on his own like piece of shit car.
He's a
Like,
mechanic.
But I
Just
tell
like
you what, boys,
Skywalker.
we got that whole. Who's the guy that they're always searching for? What's his name?
Drek in the first game.
No, not Drake.
Captain Quark.
Yeah, Captain Quark. I need to play the Ratchet and Clank games.
Yes.
They're good. Quark becomes president.
God,
Really?
I can't remember
I'm
if
not-
that's a Trump meme or
I
not.
that's no. This is 4 years before Trump.
Oh, okay. So it's Ratchet's
5 years
fault.
actually. Yeah, it's Quark accidentally wins the election,
Yikes.
I didn't think I'll get
I'm
this
gonna
far.
stop talking. I'm gonna stop talking because it's gonna get worse from here.
I can just imagine Quark's face. I didn't even think I'll get this far.
Pretty much Quark in like post up your arsenal is basically just accidentally being put in power and being like, Ratchet, please help me. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, he gets flanderized pretty
How
hard.
do I run the universe again? Do I floor it?
He is one of my favorite versions of assholes turned, effectively assholes turned good. I would say, mostly because he's used pretty much for comedic relief.
Yeah, no, and also his arc from 1 through 3 is actually really good. And then after that's where they kind of start like just making him dumb, which it works.
Yeah,
Is there a collection of
because
games?
his arc was
He's always been dumb.
So all you can really do is just kind of have fun with it.
Yeah, and the thing is, he already was pretty dumb. They just kind of made him slightly dumber. Like they didn't go like full really bad dumb to him.
They didn't knuckles the echidna him. Got it.
I was thinking like Homer, like because Homer used to be an idiot who actually was not just completely like helpless.
I don't watch American anime. Sorry.
But you watch King of the Hill.
It's been a long time.
American?
King of the Hill, I'm pretty sure it's American. Mike Judge made it. Or is he Canadian? He might be Canadian.
No, he's not Canadian.
Okay.
Thought it was a show made by the Chinese to make fun of America.
No, it's made by Mike Judge. It was his post Beavis and Butthead show.
I can't tell if you're yes-anding me or...
Again, I swear.
I think Kevin's
Yeah, this man
serious
is
and
telling the
Steven's
truth.
memeing. Just the thing.
Yeah, I don't think Kevin knows I'm memeing.
25% smarts, 55% strengths, and 35% good looks. That's 115%. Thank you.
What's with Curtis's outfit on his level 3? What game is that from? It doesn't look like Greek armor.
I think 2. I think 2. Either it might be 2 or it might be one of the PSP games. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not familiar with pre-PS4 God of War because I never really cared for it.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, somebody's asking, is Quark a himbo?
What's a himbo?
A slutty man.
A hot bimbo.
Oh. That's a good question.
I think at least future Quark in those 3 games, he's a himbo.
I mean, he is a hero, so
I thought that he was like actually the bad guy.
In the first 3, because in the first game he's working with Drek, and then the second game he becomes he's the surprise villain who is like the guy he was like disguised as the guy you were working for the whole time. And then the third game, he's like, you have to like bring him in to help you guys, to help you out fight Nefarious.
Yeah. And in the second game, he's only in that game because they finished development essentially, and then said, "Man, we really miss Quark. What if we made him the villain?" All right, cool. So they just like rewrote the plot at the last minute to like make him the villain, and then wrote in some little the behind the hero skits that they did when you travel between certain planets. So you'd see like clips of Quark escaping from prison by flushing himself down the toilet.
That explains so much about that game.
That I didn't know that was last minute.
It was very much like we really miss Quark and he's not in this game and that's a shame. Oh shit. Well, because Jim Ward voices
yeah, I was about to ask, was he always the voice of what's his face, or did they do that?
I don't know the exact timeline. I'm assuming this is before they did all the voice work. So I would take it that it was, hey, you're going to be both, because that makes the most sense if we're going to do this concept.
I am always a fan of like twists in which they use like the idea of like voice actors playing multiple characters as being secondhand knowledge to kind of like trick the audience, where it's like, oh yeah, this guy kind of sounds like Quark, but it's like, oh, it's because they have the same actor, so it's like you don't really think about it like, oh, they're supposed to be the same person.
Yeah, especially since there is a real fizz widget too.
Yeah, like what is it? I mean, I think one of my favorite versions of that is in the first Futurama movie, Bender's Big Score, where it's that one of the characters sounds a lot like another character, and you just are kind of like, oh, it's because it's the same voice actor playing them, but then in the end it's revealed that, oh, they are actually that other character, and it's like, oh, it was a twist that you didn't really realize was right in front of you.
Yeah. We have a $5 donation from Hunted P.
Oh no.
I need to explain myself.
Don't do
So,
this.
yeah, they paid me back when I did do those dope ass Nucleus tracks for the best SA game, but for some reason it would always vanish from my hand. Guys, I'm like, why would you go where I can't follow? You know what I think? I think they used their trademark Sega Voodoo BS to magic it away, and that's why I'm so angry. Maybe I shall collect all of the Chow Emeralds and go into my super form, so that I like to call Super Hunted P2. Thank you for your donation, Hunted P.
I'm confused. I'm scared.
It's okay, Steven. Hunted P isn't real. He can't hurt you.
As long as you believe that he doesn't exist, he won't be real.
Yeah, I ain't gonna let it get to me.
I'm just gonna sleep.
Somebody, Triforce mentioned Billy West's voice range. I know that there's a good story that I've always heard that I think he said himself, which was that when they had him doing one of the M&Ms, like he's Red M&M, when they had him first doing it, he did it in his exact voice. That way they could never replace him.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, I didn't know about that. Which is ironic because Yellow M&M has been played by like a whole bunch of people.
Wait, Billy West is the red M&M?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Wait,
just his regular
what?
voice.
You okay there, Ted?
Sorry,
world
my
is
mind's
just
just
imploding.
blown a little bit.
You'll never hear it again. It'll always be that way. Like, it'll always sound like that forever now.
It'll always be Fry.
Yeah. And then Yellow M&M was like, I mean, sometimes it was John Goodman, then it was J.K. Simmons for a long time.
Yes.
J.K. Simmons was the yellow M&M?
I think it's still J.K. Simmons, isn't it? Or did it change again?
And I believe it changed by now.
How did they get J.K. Simmons to be the yellow M&M?
It's Mars. They have chocolate money.
That and plus, he gave him a bag of M&Ms. He's like, dude, you want to be a voice actor? Yeah, sure. Here's some M&Ms.
Is it Brad Garrett now? Because it sounds like Brad Garrett now.
It might be. I think Brad Garrett's also more like I mean, now Simmons is an Oscar-winning actor, so he's like he can get more paid money, and Brad Garrett's like cheap.
From what I'm seeing, I think it's still him.
Oh,
I think it's still J.K. Simmons.
Cool. I'll think of that every time I eat one of those now.
Well, I'm trying to see just to be sure, because I want to make sure I get that right, because that's the most important thing I've ever said in my life here.
Can't get the facts wrong on stream, bro. You knocked over the ice cream.
He also played as the yellow M&M in M&M's The Lost Formulas in the year 2000, the video game. That was his first video game performance before Spider-Man 3's J. Jonah Jameson in the game.
I hope these two
Also, he was Tenzin in the Legend of Korra game.
Yeah. Well, he was Tenzin in Legend of Korra itself.
I'm surprised they got him for that game, though. Like, 'cause that game was made on a $10 budget.
Yeah. Okay, oh yeah, I completely, I don't know why I forgot. Yeah, because Red was John Lovitz at first, and then it became Billy West.
My God.
And then Yellow was John Goodman, and then J.K. Simmons.
What the fuck is Sweet Tooth?
Sweet Tooth.
Pick that up and pay for it. Oh, that's based on that's a skin that you could get, I believe, in Starhawk for him, because they had him in Starhawk because they were trying to sell Starhawk.
Jesus, what? That's
because he has the big mech suit. So I'm pretty sure.
And yeah, you're right. You're right. It's still J.K. Simmons. It's been J.K. Simmons since 1996.
He's been doing that almost as long as I've been alive.
Jeez.
He's been making that fucking chocolate money.
Yo, I want some chocolate money.
Pay me in those chocolate coins. Fuck your real world money. I want to eat.
Oh yeah, chocolate money.
And then all of them, then it's like Bill Rogers plays all of the different M&M's guys in M&M's Kart Racing and M&M's Adventure and Beach Party. So all the
Why are there so many M&M games?
They're all
chocolate money, Ted.
Do they really have that much chocolate money?
It's Mars. They own the conglomerate that owns like 80% of the world's chocolate candy stuff. Like it's Mars and Hershey, and that's pretty much that's the world. That's it.
Have you ever had chocolate milk?
You pretty much look at like there's like an image that somebody did of like, oh, how many like companies own like every like brand of food and stuff. And I think it's like 10 like combined. It's like there's like 10 like parent companies total of every single food product.
I knew that.
Give me those
Like
Yum brands.
Kellogg's and Kraft and a bunch of other brands are all just one whole company.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like that Parks and Rec bit in when they did the time skip, where it was Verizon, Chipotle, Exxon, one of America's 7 companies.
What were you going to say, Steven?
What? I don't remember.
Me either. Who were you? I just want to kill Sweet Tooth.
Mike says that next year should be food games. Oh God.
We already did License to Chill.
Yeah.
For License to Chill.
License to chew. There. That's
License
got
to
it.
Oh no. No.
Vorday was a few days ago.
They'll all be ASMR streams where we just.
Oh, did I miss out on Vorday?
Yeah,
Bro,
missed
you
out on
weren't
Bordeaux,
there.
man.
We were waiting for you. We were like,
Oh,
where's
man.
Smovies? The
We already
warriest
ate
man
and
we know.
everything.
I never RSVP'd.
Damn it! I wanted
You
to get
missed a
more.
wonderful meal, man.
It's okay, Steven. We'll celebrate together.
Caro's all like downloading Fall Guys.
Oh, you'll get to play as Big Hero 6.
Big
I
Hero
don't even
6.
know what kind of game that is, though. What kind of game is
It's
it?
just basically mini games.
Oh,
John,
it's
don't look. You don't need to see what's happening.
Johnny, are you excited about Vorday like we were?
Say what?
Oh, hi, John.
Johnny, where did you go?
Wait, one more time. I didn't hear that.
Where did you go?
Oh, I had raid night with the guys, and I couldn't cancel.
Did you? Oh my god!
Oh.
Did you really?
We thought Ryan
Did
was
you
like
really
joking.
leave charity to go play? Oh my god, John!
John, you did the right
They
thing.
joked about it, and they didn't. And no one thought that was serious.
If you need to know how much this man loves his Final Fantasy
Well, I didn't
14,
want to let 7 other people down, so.
No, that's fair.
That and plus he had to punch a child in the face. Come on.
Well, I mean, it was moved back. I'll give you the out.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm not gonna blame you.
Back to finish the game, so.
It's just really fucking funny. Do we want to close out Arcade, or are we good with letting Johnny finish Metroid sooner? I don't think we're gonna miss much.
You can just this wasn't supposed to happen, so just shut it down.
This wasn't supposed to happen. Okay, the secret stream's ending. The boss is back. Thanks everyone for joining. Stick around for like a minute. Bye.